Hello, hello. Welcome to another week of Doctors and Dungeon Masters. I am Kelly
Year.
Breivik. What? Yeah, whatever. Um, I'm Kelly Breivik, PhD student at UWM, and I am the Dungeon Master.
Hello, my name is Corey Hearn. I am also a PhD student at UWM, but I'm Plan C, and I am playing Taratha, the Div Whiz.
What's up? I'm Layla Zeller, PhD candidate, anthropology, UWM, Tolly, cleric.
Death Cleric.
Oh yeah,
Yup.
sorry, Death Cleric of Saturn.
There we
Okay.
go.
Uh, I am Airbear Kirsting, and I am playing Willow the Samurai.
Nice.
Normally,
Let's
I'm all.
get a recap of what happened last week. Oh wait, let's do no, let's
Uh,
not do that. We'll do the recap because I'm so used to going right into gameplay. But we're swapping it out a little bit today, where we're talking the first half hour and doing gameplay the rest of the time. Because I feel like we don't really have time to talk about kind of like working out the weird stuff that happens when we game remotely. So I figured we could use this opportunity to kind of work through things to make gameplay better.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I have always found, particularly with streaming games, and this happened when I was DMing Doctors and Dungeon Masters. This happened with the other DM who I can't remember his name right now, and I feel really bad. It was in between me and Kelly. Um,
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I forget his name too.
oh my
Scott?
god. What?
This is Scott? Scott Bruner?
No, it wasn't
Oh,
No.
Scott. He was in serious play for like a semester,
oh.
um,
Well, I
and
wasn't
then
there.
left. But he was an English master's student. But
Dave?
anyway, no, 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 he's not in the program anymore. But that we never like because we come into game and then we leave right after game, and there's so rarely a time to like I don't know, just talk about stuff, and particularly now with COVID and like how processing takes everything, like just all the time. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to talk about gaming and COVID and like the things we can do as a party to like. I find myself zoning out a shit ton. Like I will find myself on Facebook, not really knowing how I got there, just on Facebook. Realizing I haven't paid attention to the last 5 minutes of anything. Um, which is why
I need
Eric
a
and
fidget
I
spinner.
Right? Yeah. Which is why Eric and I are on video right now, which Eric, thank you so much for acquiescing to that request, because um, it's nice to see someone else's
I
face.
learned that from
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Acquiescing
What?
Um,
to that request, that term.
Oh, I'm like, fidget spinners? I'm confused.
Oh
I mean, Johnny Depp is a fidget spinner. It's a true fact.
That's
my
true.
god.
Human fidget spinner Johnny Depp. That sounds like actual human cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I always find like I have to figure out something to do like with my hands while we're streaming. Like when I'm DMing, it's fine because like I'm so busy like
right.
doing everything. But like like last like one of the weeks like I just like played some mindless like puzzle game so that like it didn't require me to really think. But then like I wasn't like reading. Right, reading is the worst. If I'm reading, I'm not listening.
Mm.
Yeah. I So you'll see right now. I'm in WoW. I am using my time to farm gold. It's
Hmm.
mindless. I can sit and have a conversation. If I need to not play it, I just step away. It's great.
I personally need to pace. Like even right now, I'm standing up. I my other headphones are charging, so I'm just kind of like moving back and forth just to keep myself occupied.
Yeah, we have a. So I'm in like several games now because half of them are research and half of them are for funsies, which now amounts to six, by the way, which is great. It's not
Still
great.
less than me.
I'll get there when I have eight.
Being in less games than Kelly is like not something to be ashamed of.
No,
I
it's not.
know. I'm just
She's
messing
in
around.
seven of them and running like what, four of those seven?
Three.
Three? Yeah. No. That's insane.
I'm in one, so fuck y'all.
Well, thank you
That's
for
legitimate
choosing
though.
us.
Yeah. um, but I don't know. Is anyone else having concentration issues? Because I feel like I'm running into more gamers who are that way, and some of my other games have like we've literally sat down to talk about it, like what makes you be able to pay attention to what's happening. Like, is it having two things going at the same time, like playing WoW, or is it like for me, I find the camera is really helpful. So I don't know. Are there other things that would like help if it like help other people? I guess is my question.
I
I
mean, I
like
was joking about a fidget spinner, but I'm dead serious. Like when I another game I was playing, I had a fidget spinner when I was playing, and it helped a lot. I find that like when you're playing online, you're kind of missing a very fundamental aspect of the TTRPG experience, the social element, the getting up, talking with people, side conversations, all of that just kind of gets put on pause. And so finding something to supplement that, be it a camera, be it a mindless game, be it a helps that experience where your kind of mind is focused on something else in a more traditional environment.
Mhm.
yeah, I think yeah, something like that's good. I think it can be hard because like we're kind of like wired as human beings to like sit and like listen like in person and like make eye contact. Like I know not this is like what is it called? I don't mean to be too neuro or too I don't mean to be anti neurodivergent, but for a lot of people, myself included, being able to like make eye contact with somebody and like that's like a key part of listening is like right like being in the same room, like looking at each other, reading body language, like all those things make communication easier for me. And so yeah, it can be difficult like when there's like no cameras or anything, especially like try to stay focused the entire time. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean the eye contact isn't necessarily as important to me as it is to others, but I will say that being able to read people's faces and knowing when they plan on talking so you don't accidentally talk
Seriously.
over them is the
Yes.
bane of online playing.
I completely agree with that. It does change how people communicate when you have video on because other people can literally tell when someone's like makes a hand movement or like opens their mouth to speak and then like silences themselves because someone else is talking. Like I think that it definitely encourages taking turns, which is hard on like particularly where I run on Discord or like any like just purely vocal medium to like because there's always that silence like is anyone going to say anything and then everyone starts talking at the same time and then no one is talking and it's like um and video helps that for sure.
Mhm.
I like your arena
Thanks.
on Twitch.
Speaking of, I followed your advice, Leia, and I just made the grid full screen. So
I
instead of
appreciate
having
that
the
so
other
much.
stuff to try and make it easier for y'all to see, unfortunately, we can't do like live because my computer can't stream to you and then stream to Twitch at
Mm.
the same time. So I hate Roll20, so that's not an option.
Like all right,
Why do
but
you hate Roll20? I know you've said it. I'm curious why you hate it.
It's just not very intuitive. Like I feel like it's very clunky, and I'm sure if I dedicated time to learn it, I would probably be able to do some basic things with it. But I just find it very not enjoyable, and the interface. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
yeah, I like my trouble with that is like everything I've read and like I have used Roll20 as a DM and as a player and I find it very easy. And everything I've read is like Roll20 is by far the easiest. Like everyone's like, don't get into Fantasy Grounds or what was the or a tabletop simulator because they are way are like they don't say like don't do it. They say like they have more like freedom or whatever. But like if you're like they're way more difficult than Roll20. So like I don't know if there is an easy online solution like outside of that.
I mean, for streaming, I think that's really hard. I also deeply dislike Roll20 as a DM. As a player, I find it pretty okay.
Same. As a player, I'm okay with it.
I'm not a huge fan of rolling my dice online. I'm like a
Oh, I
huge
don't.
proponent.
I guess when we do it on our stream, we just roll our dice, and then we like the roll 20 is just a supplement for the gameplay. But sorry, I interrupted.
No, 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 you're fine. As a DM, I just don't like having that much to do. I think. Because I've tried it a few times and it's just, I would agree with Kelly, it's just not intuitive to me. As a player, it's actually pretty intuitive. Like getting on and moving stuff around and doing that stuff. As a player, I found it pretty intuitive. As a DM, I found it cumbersome. Um, and I've just been using Discord Live for my games, but I'm also not streaming them. I think it'd be interesting to do it on Tabletop Simulator actually, because we had a family game night. And luckily, my sister is dating a web designer. So I wasn't the only tech person. And
Hmm.
I'm not really a tech person, but I'm more of a tech person than the rest of my fam. Um,
The tech person.
yes. And so I like set everything up and I was able to do it pretty quickly. We actually got everyone on, like my whole fam on and playing a game pretty easily. So I would be interested to see how Tabletop Simulator would work for something like tabletop games, but I don't know.
Other things that we've noticed.
I find combat to me is like more of like a drag a lot of times when we're doing it just via like watching the map on the stream personally. Uh but I also think that um it just also has to do with that might also just be like a little bit like what we've we haven't had like a real meaty combat I think in like 5 sessions, so like quite a while. And that's not a critique, but maybe that's part of, maybe I'm just itching to do combat period. You know what I mean? Like it's not even necessarily related to the circumstances of play, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like I, as the DM, I'm kind of hesitant. I mean, I'm not actively avoiding combat, but it's also frustrating as a DM where there's no good way to deal with it necessarily. Because you're not in person, you can't like draw the little things as easily as you can with a pen and paper. And yes, I can draw this, but it's not quite the same. And it's just all, I don't know, like yes, it's good to be distracted during its things, but I also feel like sometimes as a DM, it's like you're not being listened to. So combat
Yeah.
just becomes not fun in general because of the shortcomings of playing online, and not like blaming any one person. It's just the reality that we're living in. So, like, I hesitate to do like all combat, or I mean, not
Oh,
all
sure.
combat, but or just like having as much combat as usual, because there's going to just be a lot of frustrations, and I just don't have the spoons to deal with that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm wondering too if that is just like we just have to do it a few times. Um, because I mean everyone remembers the Hydra fight. Like that was we literally spent 45 minutes planning and like for the first time ever 30 minutes actually in that. Like um and I think maybe that's just like us as a team getting used to the new medium of
And we're relatively new characters too.
right, like we're new characters, we haven't totally figured out how we fight together yet. Um and
Yeah, like that library fight we had at the beginning, I would never be able to handle something like that right now. Like a 3 level.
right, right. Yeah, and so I wonder if some of it is just like us all getting used to kind of communicating a new way and like I don't know, figuring does that make sense? I've found in my other games that the more that I do scenarios that started out super fucking frustrating, they have gotten less frustrating over time. Um, because I'm learning how to communicate with my players are learning how to communicate with each other. That was particularly true in like my Tuesday game where literally no one knew each other except for me.
Yeah.
Um, where they all had a connection to me, but none of them had any connection to each other. I'm like, we're in session 8, and we finally had like a session I feel like everyone felt was really solid. Like there wasn't someone that was like, wow, that was frustrating. Like every game before that, there was at least one person that was like, I did not have fun.
I
Like,
mean, there were literal player death.
yeah, but that wasn't the only. That actually wasn't the cause of most of the frustration in that game.
Hmm.
PvP, y'all, don't do it. So I feel about that. That's
Never do
different.
PvP unless it's like a one shot.
Yup.
Yeah. Also, tell your DM when you're not comfortable with it. Do not tell your DM other things.
Like,
If you
oh
don't
yeah,
want to do it,
I would love PvP. And then I hate this. Why are we doing it?
yeah. um, but yeah, I think that some of it is just like we have to learn this new medium, and it feels like right, like we're all DMs and we all tabletop game, and this should just be easy because we all do it, but like because of COVID time and all of the other things now happening in the world, and also being on a medium that none of us are used to, like I'm wondering how much that impacts communication, right? And our ability to communicate with each other when it feels like it should be easy and it has been easy before and now it's not fucking easy. Like that's
Hmm.
anything beyond easy feels like the hardest level you could play.
Yeah. Like, on one hand, I don't want to get back together until things are safe, but holy shit, can I not wait to get back together.
One day.
Yeah. Like, it was funny when Thomas in the meeting was like, "Oh yeah, like we could go back in as early as July," and we're like, "No."
No. Like there's a very
I mean,
real
he was
scenario
talking
where I
technically. He wasn't advocating for it.
yeah, yeah. Yes, that is true. I'm in a space of like, when I have a vaccine, I'll see y'all then. Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm in for the reality of that being a year and a half from now, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my new motto. Whatever, it's fine.
Hmm. So I was thinking for to deal with like sort of combat and things like that, to wait kind of um like because here's the thing, like people's movement are at the beginning of their turn for the most part, and if not, then we could kind of announce it and try and do movement in the beginning so that any battle map changes happen at the start so that the person whose turn is next can have a look rather than wait that lag. So if we do move actions first, I think that would be helpful. And we could say like I'm gonna if you have two attacks, say like I attack and then I move,
Hmm.
but we do the movement physically on the map first, so that even with lag, like because everyone's turn's gonna take at least a minute or two, so that gives plenty of time for the lag to show to you know happen.
Yeah, I think we should totally try it. Let's try it out and see what happens. Like I think that's like the best that we can do, right? Is like just decide we're gonna try some stuff, and if it works, awesome. We have a new thing to use, and if it doesn't work, the next time we'll try something else, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is acceptable.
Other thoughts?
I've been using 3D paint in my games, and it's hilarious.
I know. I've been
Um,
loving it. Especially when it's funny because like sometimes you've been taken over the habit of turning Murphy from yellow to like this magenta, and
I
I'm
don't
just
know
like
whose
this isn't.
color is what color or
I
what the
know,
fuck is happening. I don't know.
and I'm just like I'm having an identity crisis now.
Everyone changed their color because someone wanted a different color one time, and now everyone has a different color, and I'm like, I don't even know who's who, or what is happening, or what is going on. And that is how a wizard forgets he's a wizard and thinks he's a cleric,
Yeah. Yep.
which is what happened last time in my game. But,
Yep.
so why are we where we are right now?
It's
Like,
just
why?
it's just a open map. I figured
Okay.
I'm assuming that if there's combat today, it's probably going to happen indoors, so I figured a kind of nondescript map where I could just draw on barriers. I did not have time to download your maps because I was stuffing my face with lunch.
That's fine. It's cool.
I
Use them
actually
when you
think
want to.
like one of like the mild strengths is that that I've never been like a very mini focused like DM, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For a long time in our campaign we just used like dice as our things, and it was just a basic grid. And I think that actually has made it easier for me to transition to DMing online because I just use roll
Mm-hmm.
20 with the blank slate because that's already what I did. It was a blank slate, right? But for a lot of people, like, it's that tactile, like, oh, I've got the mini, that's me. I've got like the things I can put on the battlefield, and that's what D&D is. That's like some of the fun and excitement. And I think I'm fortunate that that's not me because that makes COVID play easier.
Yep, I'm very much have your own characters on the map and all that stuff. Like I sent you all those little token things. I was like, make them so that I could put them instead of W's and Tal and
Oh,
Tars.
fuck! I'm gonna make it right now.
What? Where did we get
What?
those?
On stream
I
What?
today.
I saw it and said I'll do that in the morning. I'm so sorry,
It's
Oh
and then
all
my
good.
morning
god, I
happened.
completely missed it. I entirely missed that.
No, it's all good.
Wow.
Um, I mean, you don't have to do it for today, but I just figured it'd
Do
be
wait? Do
fun.
you make it, or do you just select one of these many things?
You select one of those many things and you could customize it.
My god. Can we just do this
Okay.
for game today? No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't
Actually,
have enough
I
time for that. I have to download and resize and cut out the background, and I don't feel like doing that on stream.
okay. That's fine.
Oh, so it doesn't matter if I make it right now.
I mean, if you guys have your heart set on it and you send it to me and it's before combat and I could just like dick around with it beforehand, then sure.
No, I'm not gonna make you do that. I might work on this while we game today.
That's fine.
Hell yeah! Talking about that second activity.
Yup. But yeah, I'm actually going really ham on the sort of online avatar creators with making my D&D characters because it's fun.
Mhm.
But the unfortunate thing is not it's most of them are like human or elves or dwarfs at the best. Like not a lot of dragonborn or goblins or half orcs. So it's tough.
I wonder if Wizard is trying to like develop like an online way to play D&D given COVID.
That would be fun. By the way, shout out to Wizards. They are donating uh, to a lot of organizations like Black Lives Matter and Black Girls Code.
Good.
Yup.
Hey,
Quite happy with that. Given some of the shit that's been going around. I already complained to Leia about some shit on Facebook. I won't get
Shit
into
on
that now.
Facebook.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, recap. What did we do
Yep,
last
I
week?
think it is recap
It
time.
was basically there was a party. Taratha talked to some rich fucks, and then that was that.
Was that? That was
yep,
last week.
that was last year. Yeah.
Wow, I totally thought that was 2 sessions ago, and I thought I couldn't remember last session. That's cool. That's
Skin
fine.
color is impossible. Sorry. What color is my skin?
Mine's
Anybody's
blue because
skin.
I'm a water ganassi, so whatever.
All right, I think I got it. All right. Yeah. So, but I mean, and then that was pretty much it. There were like I felt like we ended talking around the fire about what happened, right? So it was like 3 hours in game and about 3 hours out of game.
We
Which
mostly had a conversation about like kind of the next step in this journey.
Yeah,
Right.
that
Yes.
took so long.
yes, because we also talked about out of character too.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Now I remember that now. Great. Awesome.
All right, I sent you mine.
Wow.
Oh, there
I
it
haven't
be.
even picked one yet.
Alright.
Sometimes I get a decision. Other times I say that one's wearing a poncho. Let's go.
Christ. Right now I'm waiting for my computer to open up Facebook because I have to close it because then otherwise it's going to pick up all like the Facebook message sounds through the like the desktop audio. And right now my computer does not know how to handle stuff with streaming and all that. There we go. I love it. It's funny because I think that was the token that I had in my head that you would use.
Well, I can be predictable sometimes.
There we go. Now let's see if I could open it over here. And now you get to see my huge downloads folder. No.
I turned off background, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that might mean
that was perfect. Now I have to find where she be.
I was just wondering if there was going to be like a white backdrop. No, no, no. Okay, good. No backdrop. Excellent.
Yep, I just think that she be super tiny and super hidden. There she is. Now we got a Willow.
Wait, Willow's tiny?
Oh no, she fits in a square. She's just
I
tiny in
imagine Willow
comparison
is
to the
like
map.
actually tall.
So there we go. Alright, you two, make yours. We got a Willow character.
I'm
I'll
working
get
on
that
it.
eventually.
Hurry.
Okay. Don't
Not
rush me.
really.
That's
Yeah,
rude.
it's gonna take a while. I have a weird character.
That's true.
I also can't find a base person that I like.
Yeah. And therein lies the rub. So you did talk about what you wanted to do. You could stick around in the city if you wanted to figure out more about this mind flayer stuff, but alternatively, we could just skip to when you were going home. That part is up to you.
Let's
Mind
finish the Mind
Flayer.
Flayer shit.
I need to make some intelligence saving throws.
Uh huh. Well, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get there? Where are you gonna start?
I don't know. You're the DM.
I'm not gonna lead you to. You literally are choosing something where you have no leads, so try and find your lead.
Well, we don't. No, we're gonna go back to the guild, of course.
Okay. So, it'll be about midday when you make your way over, so, it's just about, 12:30. Oh my god, there's a spider on my wall. 1 second.
Nice.
The spider must
Oh my
pass.
god,
Pass
Christ.
away,
Oh,
spider.
I fucking hate him. Thank you, book. Understanding New Media Theory. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
it is. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, go. You go. It's fine.
I was gonna say, not only is it my new spider killer, it's my mouse pad.
I only use books that I don't like to kill things in my house.
Yeah, this one was a very underwhelming book, by the way.
Well, there you go. Works out.
Yep.
Hmm.
So yeah, you said you wanted to go to the guild. It's around 12:30 by the time you get there. You were greeted once again by a half orc who has recognized you at this point. They give a little nod of their head and let you on through. It is pretty empty at this point. Like there's some people that are passing by and they have lunch here. There's a person manning the bar. There's the person by the booth where you turn in your treasures to get other treasure. You don't recognize any of the adventurers that are milling about.
Well, I'll go up to the booth.
Okay. That is being manned by a halfling. Peyton, get out of there. She is standing up on a stool and gives you a little wave, and she goes, "Well, howdy there.
Well, howdy.
Which adventure are you turning in?"
Not turning in. Looking for some follow-up information.
Well, I only deal with the adventures that are completed. What follow-up information are you looking for?
Well, I've completed about half of that rich folks' brain being sucked out quest, and I just want to. I'm looking for any leads on the second half. I know that we had some people looking into some of those kind of things, and I was just wondering if there's any new information.
Well, I don't have any new information, but I do know that other adventurers are on the case.
Can you let me know which other adventurers, please?
Well, why? Do you have information that they might want to know?
Yeah.
What information is that?
Does it concern you?
Well, it does if you are compromising the integrity of the non-compete adventurer's clause.
Then they're compromising my integrity of the non-compete clause because I took the job first. I've done half the job.
From what I understand, you turned the job over to them.
I didn't
You
turn the
understand
job.
wrong.
Yes.
Taratha comes in at that point.
I'm there
Yeah.
the entire time.
Taratha was just like, okay, I'll let Taratha take over because she's a little more charismatic. Actually, I think I might have a higher charisma score, but
I
still,
think you might actually.
I imagine that you are quite charismatic.
I don't mean to be the
No,
bearer
we have
of
made progress on this mission, and we are going to continue it. If I don't know what bureaucratic thing you need to deal with to rectify this, but currently you're violating our compete clause.
That's not well, technically, y'all, we did hand it over to another set of adventurers. That did happen.
Didn't hand it over. I would say that would be a.
No, we did. We did do that.
Okay, Corey's having issues remembering exactly how we ended this.
Eric is confused because Leia wasn't there, and I don't think neither was Tolly to remember the event.
I think Tolly was there as you handed it over, though. That was
Tolly was there
Okay,
when you handed it over for sure, because we ran into those other adventurers. We gave them their information on the case, and they were like, "Cool, we've got it," and we walked away. Like,
well, I would say, and I guess maybe this is.
You could figure out how to get around this. Like, I'm not DM blocking you entirely. This is just a fun administrative thing that is key for the games that I run.
Well, Willow would not have known that there was a non-compete clause, and that by calling up some people for backup, which is what they were doing, it was not intended to be like a, here, take this quest from us. It was intended to be like, shit's going down. We don't know if the mind flayers are going to come back. We need help because we don't know the local customs as much as everybody else. And we wanted to like call like police or backup. So we got some guild members to come back us up. So like that was like my understanding of what happened.
That is what happened.
So like we did not give the quest over to them. So that's how Willow feels. Willow feels like that if there is a non-compete clause, we've done all the legwork. This other group, if they're doing work now, if they're breaking our non-compete clause, like, because that's a reasonable assumption to make.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where Willow's at. That's where Willow and Eric feels the same way. Eric probably feels more strongly than Willow.
So hilariously, both Tolly and Leia were 100% sure that like we were giving over this investigation to someone else because we had other things to do. That is how I interpreted that.
That is how.
No.
Yeah, like that is how. Now here, like that is what happened, Eric, and I know your intent, but that is how they took as well what you said.
That's fine that's how they took it, but it also doesn't make sense in character because the very next thing we did after handing it over was spend a session investigating further.
They
right? Because we went.
Though.
Okay, that's
remember.
fine, but I'm just saying
I know
in
we
character it
talked
makes
about what
sense
you
that we
had
would
to
think that
do.
it's still our job,
Absolutely.
right? Okay, as long as that, and then that's what Willow's argument is, that it's still our job. We did not hand it over.
Well, the other adventurers seem to gather differently. They said that you handed it over to them when they arrived to the Screaming Clam, and you were going to take on other jobs while they finished up this one.
Well, then they either misheard, or worse, they misunderstood on purpose, because we already did half the work.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, you found one place. From what I understand. Never mind.
Well, no. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I'm not. You are not doing anything wrong here. You're just the bearer of bad news.
Well, all I'm saying is that your assumption that you did half the work is not quite the amount of work that actually was done, because there is far more involved than you anticipated.
It's a turn of phrase, friend. And also, those other adventurers are perhaps in over their head. So, it'd be good if we could go help them. That's a bluff. That's a bluff. That's a bluff. Okay.
Give me a persuasion check.
Leia's giving me this like what check?
She's giving you the anthropologist look right now.
Yeah, that's a bluff. That's Willow trying to get the information by saying like, they may be in over their heads. Which
Yeah,
also
that is Tolly trying to be like, I should not talk to
persuasion.
my people right now
18.
in front of someone else.
18.
She's thinking. Well, the people that went out, they're some of the best. I'm not sure if you are underestimating them.
But what are their intelligence saving throws?
Well, they are barbarians. Leia's face.
Can't see my face on camera, and I wish, I wish that the streamer, like the people watching, could see my face. That's.
Yep.
This is why I don't like having my camera on when I DM, because I make too many faces, and most of them are not
judging.
on purpose. Like, they are not on purpose. They are not what I actually think. Like, I don't know.
Like,
see, that's good because I can't read faces. So, I look at you and evidently everyone's like, oh, Leia's face. And I'm just like sitting here like, Leia's just there. Like, I'm still doing my thing. But, Taratha, you got anything to say?
No.
I
did roll that 18 persuasion.
Yeah,
did that have any impact? Okay, sorry.
It did, yeah. I just didn't get to finish what I was saying. If you have some way to prove that you are more capable of fighting these things, then I suppose I might be able to justify giving you information as backup.
For one, we scared them away once already, but also, we could always fight these things together. They're quite formidable opponents. I know that my friend here has been doing some research. I point to Taratha on how to fight these things. And finally, I believe that considering that darn it, Eric's trying to think of. I always try to think of things in threes, but let's just go with those two. We'll just go with those two to start, and if I think of a third, I'll say it.
And she'll look to Taratha and she'll go, what research are you doing?
I wouldn't say I'm doing specific research, but I'm keeping my eye open.
Oh, that was not very convincing.
Well,
I mean, we've learned a little bit about them. I know that they exist on another plane, and I am currently researching planes, so that's insofar as I've gone. If your little ragtag group knows how to traverse planes or knows how to deal with interplanar threats, I'd love to meet them. And if not, then you should clearly hand it back over to us.
And one final note. I know that for most people here, this is mercenary work, and it's very much so about the cash and about reaping them rewards. But do you see my hair and my eyes?
Yes. You are like the artificers, but not.
Yes, I'm of the Ashina clan, and if you know anything about us, we are of two minds. We do not take kindly to creatures assaulting us and our mental capacities. And that is exactly what these creatures did to me not a few days ago. So I've got a personal vendetta that I would like to settle the score on.
Well,
We also have a weapon to use against them.
And what weapon is that?
Tali,
Taritha's
the
mind.
well, my mind, sharpest in the shed. No, Tali, mind bringing out that goop, Hydra goop?
Did I get it back yet? Was that a thing that happened?
Yeah,
you have all of your stuff at this point.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure because I thought it was gonna take a couple of days, and so anyway, yeah, she will take out the brain goo.
Well, that looks awful.
It is.
What does it do?
Kelly, what does it do again? I'm sorry.
I think you chose the mind erase, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
I did. Yeah. Erase his memories.
Well, I don't know how that will work, but good for you. If money is not an issue, well, I don't see any problem in handing the adventure back over to you.
Note, Willow was very careful with her words. She did not say money was not an issue. She said that specifically that money wasn't. Actually, she was basically saying money wasn't the primary motivator.
Yep.
Like, or something along those lines.
Guess what? That's not how she took it.
That's fine. That's fine for now, I guess.
You're not gonna correct her?
I'll wait until I get the information. Willow is definitely a gray area kind of person. She will live life in the gray area, so she'll live the life in the gray area right here. Maybe this halfling won't be there doing the jobs when they get back. We'll just see how it all shakes out. That's what she'll say.
Well, that's not how it works here. We need a yes or no. Did I lose y'all?
No, I'm just waiting for anyone else to say anything, or if I can think of anything to say.
I mean, you could try and counteract her. Like, I'm just saying that it's going to take more than just like one try to make her go against their protocol.
I guess I feel like I'm on like tries 5, so you know that's all. So like I'm running low on ideas.
Well, I mean, you already got you got a yes for getting information, then you got a yes for, like, for not only getting information but also getting access to where they are now. So it's not like, yes, you've been trying, but you're hitting different barriers. So this is like try 1 on the money barrier.
Oh. Well, I just assume that this is something that us and the other adventurers will work out, not something between you and me to work out right now.
Well, we value the integrity of this guild, and we also do not want to cause conflict with other adventurers. If there's conflict between you and this other group, well, then that's conflict with me.
Well, I don't intend to have any conflict with this other group. They're fine folk from my intents and purposes. But I also don't want to see their brains splattered all over the floor in some tavern or brothel 5 miles from here.
That's true, but you also did not intend to give this job away, and that's what happened.
I'm not entirely sure that's what happened, but sure, we'll go with that.
The job is not in your name.
Let's say that might have been a temporary mistake on the part of our friend, which we can talk about and figure out. If they've done work, I don't intend for them to go unpaid or just take their earnings. I just intend to see this job to completion, one that I already started, and one that, in the meantime, I've been doing work on.
So if
I
you've been
don't want
doing
to
work
leave
on,
this
can you
city.
please first
Go
let me
ahead.
know what you found?
Yes.
Maybe if you show me what you found, we can negotiate a higher cut.
Taratha and Tally.
What?
Well, you guys were the ones who did more of the interrogating of the guy than I did. Remember? So I figure I'll let you take the lead in explaining what information we found, if that makes sense.
So we do know where at least one of the mind flayers was living. Outside of the Screaming Clam. And a name of the significant other.
You did not get that
of
name.
The address of the significant other.
Yep. No, I made a point to remember that, so that's why I'm being a stickler.
We have
Yeah,
You do have his address.
Thoughts about that, but that we can save it for another time.
And is that it? An address?
Yep.
What have
We
you...
also talked to the guy.
Yeah, and what we found out is she lives there.
What big tough adventurer is talking to a commoner? This must have been a very dangerous mission for you.
Oh, do not let me in with this conversation, please. Tolly is so uncomfortable. She is so fucking uncomfortable right now. She is just like, oh, like, okay, we're here, we're doing this, trying to support my comrade.
Well, since you did start this mission, I'm sure we can negotiate 25% pay to you, split between the three of you, and 75% to the other adventurers. And that is being quite generous.
I don't disagree.
What work has the other adventuring party even done?
Well, they have uncovered a secret lair.
Yeah, that is a lot more work than we've done.
You know, you guys just hear the loud clacking of boots as and a metal leg, and as Willow just mutters, "I hope they make it out." And which she does hope, but she's also pissed, and she's not gonna take a fucking quarter cut because that's not really how Willow operates. You do a job or you don't, and she was doing a job. It's not her fault that we had to go do secret society meetings in the meantime, and so she's just walking away. She's got to go fix her fucking leg. I don't know. Is that here or is that somewhere else?
I would have already assumed you had it, but yeah, you have it.
Well, I thought that was gonna be like a cutscene or something.
Gotcha.
But if you want,
sorry, this leg has just been on you and not on you for the past 3 sessions that I just.
Well, I've had the replacement leg, right? So.
Right. You could go back to. Go ahead.
Holly is going to put 2 gold down on the counter and be like, "I'm very sorry for wasting your time, and we don't need a cut of this job." And she will turn around and walk away because she after Willow has exited, because she is just like, this was such a shit show of a conversation. She's just like, I'm going now, goodbye. Oh, it's fine.
All right. What's it called, Eric? I have to pull up the things that we decided for your leg. I admittedly forgot what we settled on, so give me 1 second. I also hate that we text each other so much, so I can't fucking find where this thing is.
Here, I'll just send it. Oh, you got it? All right. Otherwise, I could just send it to you again because I have it on a separate document.
Yep, I got it right here. So on your way stomping out, you do see Linda walking in. So she's on her way in. She's got some stuff wrapped up on her back. You imagine it's not just your stuff, but other things that she's working on. And
Hey,
go ahead.
I was just gonna talk to her. Sorry, continue.
And she'll see you because you're quite recognizable, and she'll give a little wave and she'll go, "Oh, hello there. How are
Well,
you?
howdy,
You're
howdy,
looking
Linda.
you're looking quite mad today.
Oh, I'm fine.
I know I got your
How's it?
leg, but
How's
promise
that
it.
going, by the way? I know it's been taking you a little extra longer. Not that I'm upset, but we are leaving in a few days. So hopefully it'll be done by then.
Oh well, it's already done. Finished up late
It's
last
already
night.
done. All right. And how did it go?
Well, it is a little different from what you ordered, and admittedly, it's because I found out while putting the enchantments in that that particular arrangement of enchantments is quite explosive, and she'll kind of pull back her hair and just show some scorch marks at like her hairline. She
Oh
goes,
dear.
but don't worry, part of the job. So I was able to figure out some other things that I think would benefit you as a fine adventurer. I went a little bit more advanced in the enchantments to make it up for the fact that it's not what you originally looked for. But also bear in mind it hurts a lot to take on and off, so uh, you might want to wait until you're able to rest before you do anything with it.
I'm fine. Which is true. Didn't we just? Is this the morning or of right?
This is it's like 12:45 now,
In the afternoon or in the night?
afternoon.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we finished the long rest. I'm at full HP. So
Right, but she's saying, uh, you're gonna get hurt putting it on, so you probably want to put it on right before a long rest so you heal up during the long rest.
no, I'll put it on right now. I mean, what am I? I don't want to have to come back here again and may keep you waiting, friend.
Well, I mean, I could just give it to you now and you put it on right before you go sleep. I mean, you don't have to carry your leg around all day, just drop it off wherever and then do whatever.
I'm sure I can handle whatever it is. And I got my friend Tolly here. She she's good at medicine. She'll stabilize me if anything really bad happens. But
Well, suit yourself. Here you go.
what kind of what when you said it, like, what is it like? Just it, I've been wearing these things for 15 years. You just talking about, like, how it's settling into the leg and the when it pierces in and stuff, or I'm sorry.
Well, the
What's
piercing in bit is the big part because it is a very magical thing. And it just surges through your body whenever you try to take it on or take it off.
what
But
do you mean by surges?
like lightning.
Oh, well, better just. It says when I take it. Okay, now forgive me. You said when I put it on or take it off.
Oh, you say attach it. So, no, just when you put it on.
No, 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 no. It is both in the
Okay.
item description. I'm just playing it out in character. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it just said when you attach, not detach. So she'll go,
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
when you
It's
take it
attached or
on
detached on my end.
or
Sorry.
take it off. Because, like I said, very magical, very powerful. But don't worry, I mean, it might zap you a little bit if you get it wet, but nothing harmful, I promise. It knows what to do, it just is a little angry when you get it wet.
All right. Well, I prefer if you were here when I put it on. So let's do this, and I'll sit down on one of the chairs, and I'll unbuckle the current leg I have on.
And she'll unwrap it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, pristine. One thing that I what's it called? Did not add, which I want to add. It's gleaming armor or gleaming legs, so it cannot be like tarnished. Now Willow
Okay.
can choose to unenchant that bit, but that's something that she would want to do for something
Yeah,
that
that's fine.
is like kind of a work of art for her. And she'll, if I'm not
It's
mistaken, there's
quite shiny and good looking there,
Oh
Cotton.
yeah, that's a new thing I've been working with. It's a low level magic, doesn't do much, but make sure that you never have to polish it, never gets dirty.
Well, that's quite nice. I spent many hours polishing my last one.
Of course.
So,
And I
does
got a
that mean, like, I just gotta ask because I don't know how this illusion magic works. Will it just not look dirty, or will it actually just not get dirty?
It will not get dirty.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Gotta protect that gem in there. You see that one right in the knee?
Well, what does that do?
Well, let me read it. 1 second.
It makes you basically makes
Yes.
her faster.
Yep, yeah. Yeah, so it increases your walking speed, your running speed, your flying speed, whatever speed you got. You
Yes,
just
it's just your walking speed.
yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, so it makes me feel a little bit faster. All right.
Well,
Well,
not just feel, you actually are. But
all right.
only works for about 10 minutes, and you probably will get a little bit tired, out of wind, so it's probably for the best for you as well that it doesn't go into overdrive for that long.
All right.
Also,
So,
makes you a little bit stronger and a little bit better at making those checks to make sure nothing, gets into your mind or, scares you.
all right.
And she'll pass it over to you and then just turn her head and go, "Medic!"
Polly's there.
Yep. I really hope my neighbor just didn't hear me shout medic. Yeah.
All right. So I'll have her install the leg, and then we'll see what happens.
Give me a con save.
All right. What does?
Who's installing the leg? Is it me?
I assume Cotton Linda is
Yeah.
helping me install the leg and making sure that goes well. A con save. The only question is, do I use the save that I get with the leg or without the leg?
With the leg.
Okay.
Oof, I just rolled 10d10 and that was incredible.
+8 on the saving throw. That is still only a 13, so I failed.
I'm so excited for all this damage.
So you guys watch as she puts on the leg and lightning just surges through, like visible lightning, her entire body.
You take 109 lightning damage.
You smell the
shit.
smell of burnt flesh and burnt Willow as she is knocked unconscious. She has 94 hit points.
Polly sighs. I don't know if my sighs come through because I have a dampener down.
Yeah,
on
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, that actually went through.
Yeah. Shit. I don't even know things about things.
You have
hold on.
some. Just use healing word.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use healing word to get you back up to like nothing. I don't even know if I prepared healing word today. What was our plan for today? Were we gonna like go kill things or no? I would have planned.
I mean, I'm still planning on going to the Mind Flayer lair.
Mind Flayer lair.
6 whole hit points.
Awesome, thank you.
Because I rolled minimum.
And I'll say thank you, Tolly, and then I'll look to Linda. Quite a kick, but I feel pretty good. And there's a table nearby or anything?
Oh yeah.
I feel really good. I'm gonna try to lift up the table,
With the. Yeah.
assuming that there's nothing on it.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, like, actually, you know what? There's comically one human at the end of the table that you just lift up with the table, and he's like, ah.
I've never been one who's very strong, so this is quite impressive. I feel a little winded after that jolt. That's only gonna happen when I put it on and take it off, though.
Only then.
Only then.
Yep, you'll feel little buzzes if you get it wet, but it won't hurt you. It'll
Damn.
just give a little static.
Damn, I feel good. Well, thank you, Linda.
You're
I got a
welcome.
question for you. You know those fellas, right? The ones that we know in common that Willow knows the name of that are doing the Mind Flayer job.
Oh yeah. They're man, they found a lot about that stuff. Really impressed with the job that they've been doing. Coming back
That's
every
good
night
for
with more
them.
and more information.
Yeah. Could you tell me a little bit about where they're at?
We're not looking to take
No.
that job from them, are you?
No.
Of course not.
No.
What? This was Willow's plan since she walked away.
No.
Was to
That's all
ask them-
Polly is saying. She is not explaining. She is just saying no.
Oh, what's the problem, friend?
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this, Willow.
There's
They can
probably a way
handle it.
around this.
They're going to be fine. They are perfectly legitimate,
If we claim this is a
experienced
royal
adventurer.
issue,
No!
then we get to usurp their authority.
God, Lord, no!
Anyways, it's kind of personal to me. They
It
I
should be
don't. I'm not a
personal
big.
to Alistair as well.
I'm not a big fan of those mind flayers. They done me wrong, and so I'm just looking to even the score a little bit. And so I was curious about how they're doing, and want to make sure they're keeping it safe.
Well, I mean, they left this morning to go back and infiltrate the lair, so you're not that far behind them.
Hmm.
But if I'm not
Interesting.
mistaken, your name's not on the ticket for that job.
Well,
You
that
are right.
that was a mistake, and
was.
I'm sure the other group will understand when we talk to them and remedy it. And of
Really
course, if there's some conflict there, I'm sure we'll all work it out a little bit. Anyways, I need an excuse to try out this new leg, and chopping up some fucking brain eaters sounds like a good excuse.
This is ridiculous. Remember
It's
that
ridiculous
time?
that they're the deceptive
Remember?
ones.
No,
We're
no,
not
no.
doing anything
No,
wrong.
remember
They
that
stole our
time
job.
when Taritha decided that she was going to by herself go take on a legendary creature in the middle of the desert? And I said, no, that's a bad idea. And then it was a bad idea? I'm telling you, Willow.
It was
This is
fine.
a bad idea.
I'm telling Eric, they're the dishonest ones. They stole our
They
job.
did not.
In Willow's mind, that is
But in
Eric's
Holly's
mind.
mind, they didn't. You can say so the thing is you can say it in Willow's mind they did, but in Tolly's mind they didn't. So this
That's
is like...
totally fine. That's totally fine. But Willow's gonna keep pursuing this avenue until it is totally closed, because Willow has a debt to settle.
Well, I mean,
So
there's nothing wrong if you want to go settle a score, but can't really take money away from adventurers. I mean, it's the way you make your living.
I don't even know
Yeah,
what.
we claim this is a royal issue. We usurp their authority and claim the
No.
contract.
Please tell me you're saying that in our minds and not in front of the person I'm trying to get information from.
Taritha is 100%
I am totally saying that out loud.
Like that is
Yeah,
that is how
Okay.
Taritha works.
So...
Then I'll let Taritha take. Willow. Willow is totally willing to let Taritha take the reins, and if it's in her mutual interest to accomplish the goals she wants to do, so go take lead.
I just think it's fun. I think this is just a really fun mission. Also, personally, planes.
Yep. Linda will narrow her eyes at Taratha and go, well, from what I heard, you're leaving town soon, so don't have much time to get those fancy nobles over here.
And I just point at the crest on my my wardrobe.
Well, fancy you.
Fancy me indeed. I just merely need to decree it as an Alcott issue, and it becomes an Alcott issue. I just go to the guild saying this is an Alcott issue. We will assume the contract, and I get to choose the champions of it. And then I would choose ourselves.
Not okay.
It's not how it works here, friend. Only authority here are the St. Clairs and the Artificers.
Well, I have it in. You should know the Alcotts and the St. Clairs. They work together.
Your secret society would probably like it if you killed these mind flayers, considering that they're targeting nobles.
That's exactly my idea. If I get too much pushback, then I'll just go that route.
Never heard of them working together before. We keep
Also,
our noses out of the nobles' business because stuff like this happens when you all come down to our stomping grounds.
Yep.
Well, if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do.
or we can work this out with the other group of adventurers, group to group, and we don't have to bring in any royal shit.
And what's gonna happen when they say no?
We
Exactly.
bring in royal shit.
You see, we don't just go and look to solve things after the job's been done. We need the
Job
terms to be
hasn't been
laid out.
done.
I know.
It's
That's
basically finished. They're going to raid the lair right now.
We don't know if they're gonna succeed. I'm not saying they will or won't. We might fail. I'm just saying we don't know that they're going to succeed. And why not give them backup? And chop off some mind flayer heads. That sounds like a good day to me.
Listen, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you did a little bit of legwork at some point. I'm sure if you go over to old Marley over there, she'll probably give you 25%. Nodding over to the halfling.
You know, the one thing I haven't quite figured out is this whole layer business. Did these people learn how to go to a different plane? They exist on another plane, so in order to find their layer, they need to go to another plane. If they're talking about their layer here on the material realm, well, great. They found practically nothing, and more likely than not, they're walking into a death trap.
Yeah, we got the planar expert right here. And, those guys seemed real smart, but they didn't seem like the library type.
Like I said,
You don't need to be the library type to get things done.
Oh, I totally agree with you, Tolly, but it's good to have a library type around. And then I kind of like,
Is it?
I kind of look at
Because,
myself and I'm like,
honestly,
oh yeah, I have a
she
library
gets us
type.
into more trouble than we would if she wasn't here.
That is
I love you,
entirely true. I am not going to deny that one bit.
I love you, Taritha, and I'm glad you were here, but you got us into a lot of fucking trouble.
Well, like I said, Willow, it's easy to negotiate 25%, but beyond that, well, you're a great customer, but I'm not inclined to make deals with people who are willing to throw their weight around for no good reason. And she'll look over at Taritha as she says that.
Oh, I'm not throwing around any weight.
The reason you do not understand the threat these mind flayers pose to the society.
God, everything's an existential fucking world domination threat with you, Taritha. Not everything is the end of the world.
Is this in or out of character? Sorry,
this is in character.
Okay.
Everything.
In character.
Everything is a potential cataclysm. Do you not understand this, Tolly?
I am loving this.
Just because you don't fear your god doesn't mean we shouldn't be fearing everything and else.
We don't need to be afraid all the time, Taritha. The world is still here. It's had two giant bombs dropped on it, and we're still around.
How many more meteors need to fall for you to understand this world is fucked?
How many more meteors need to fall and us still be here for you to understand that, like, things keep on going? Like, the world doesn't stop because cataclysms happen.
I'm gonna go get a round of 4 beers for us and Linda.
It is too early.
It is perfectly timed based on the kind of day we're having. And, I mean, Willow is kind of fucked.
That is true. You could short rest this.
I need to go pick up a sword.
I'll be right back.
But I do need to take a short rest before we go to the Mind Flayer's lair.
Absolutely.
So I'll buy us all an ale. And so I really want to go get the Flame Tongue. How far away is the Flame Tongue shop from the guild shop?
I'm going to say it'll be on the way to the Mind Flayer's place, and it'll be a quick and easy transaction, so you could as good as...
You're assuming that we're somehow going to get this information, and I'm just going to say 35 minutes of trying has made me very unsure that we're going to find out.
Every time they're ready to give you information, you just start pushing them.
I don't mean to push. I'm just bad at reading people. Eric is an idiot. If Willow knew that she was about to get information, she'd fucking shut up because she's smart. Eric is an idiot.
I mean, Willow's also assuming that Tolly's coming with you, and there is a
Also,
real
let's be
possibility
completely
she stays fucking home. Like,
Aerith's the one fucking this all up.
what?
Yeah, like every time I'm ready to have them give you information about stuff, like someone's just like, yeah, and we'll take it over and we'll settle it later, and they're like, maybe it's not a good idea.
So I'm gonna buy the beers for everyone. Sit down with Linda and just say, maybe we got off a little bit on the wrong foot. Listen,
Well, I sure didn't
because
make that foot.
I am. Well, yeah, you made the other one though, and I appreciate it. I almost don't want to put on a boot. Just leave it. You know, if it's not even gonna get dirty.
That'd be fucking metal.
That would.
All right. Well, we'll go with no boot for now then. But I just want to know something. The D&D sometimes is beautiful. And the armor of gleaning, I thought it would have like this long verbose like thing about what it is and how it
Yep.
works. And then it just says this armor never gets dirty.
I
Like
know.
that is it. It is just those 5 words. That's the whole description for the item. I'm like, okay, that's a magic item.
Yep.
But so that was easy to add into the addendum onto the limb thing.
Yep.
Listen, we maybe got off a little bit on the wrong foot. Let me explain my motivation here. I care very little for the gold. I own a bookstore. I mostly spend my days selling books to people. All right? Came here to help teach my niece a little bit about fighting and about help her see the world a bit, like I did when I was a little bit older than her, but didn't have as good of a parental figures in my life. And while we're here, we're just, we're hoping to, take some jobs, do some good. That's my goal. Now, we did half of a do good, all right? And just, I know you don't know me too well, but I'm just not a person for half measures. I can't do something halfway. It'll fucking gnaw on me from now until the end of time if I don't see this through. And that is my primary motivation here. There is money involved. I don't doubt, I know that. But it is very much secondary on my mind to getting revenge on these fuckers.
Well, then I don't see why 25% is such an awful deal.
It's not. I'm not going to take 25% for a job that I haven't done. I haven't finished.
Or you're not getting it till the thing's over, but when it's over, you get 25%.
Well, then let me make sure I get my 25%.
What do you mean?
By helping finish the job.
Well, yeah.
Did we just have another massive miscommunication again?
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck?
I don't understand. How are we having a massive miscommunication?
Can one of
Because
the other...
because that's literally what we were in the guild hall. It was okay, just take 25% and you can go and you can do this.
I thought they were saying take it right now. Oh
No.
my god. I really misread that
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you were saying take 25% and buzz off. Like that's what I thought you were saying.
Oh
like,
yeah, I thought you
like,
wanted more.
take- I thought you were saying
Like,
like,
more.
no, I thought you were saying take 25% of the gold and get out of my hair. And like my character wants to complete the quest. Like
No.
like she doesn't like
Oh,
so to me I was
no.
like, no, I'm not just going to take 25% and leave it be. Like I want to like do this,
Oh, this is fucking hilarious. The entire time Taratha is just sitting there going, well, I guess if Willow really wants the gold, I'll back her up on this. This is very strange to die on, but okay.
God, I fucking hate like myself. Like here, okay, so like Willow's just going into silence because she's better understood when she says nothing, and better understands the world when she says nothing, or at least it looks like she better understands the world when
Oh
she
my
says
God.
nothing. So no, okay, so like I actually legitimately that was like a mistake. So we could kind of like move from there, but like legit, like I didn't have a problem with the 25% as much as I thought it was like a take your cut and leave. Like that's what I thought it was being communicated. So I apologize.
Oh my god, that's hysterical to me. They still think Tareth is a bitch, but we're gonna say that he's definitely in character. And then when they come to that realization, Linda no longer like looks down at your sort of behavior, now understanding that it was a misunderstanding. Incredible. So after that, after you all settle down, have a short rest, and enjoy a nice cold ale, Linda will pull out a map of the city, and she'll go. So it's a little out of town, probably about 3 hours walk. Might take you up to 5 hours to get there if you want to scout out the place a little bit more, because they did have intelligence, but they didn't, leave absolutely everything. I mean, the barbarian's not the best with paperwork. So you might want to scout out the area a little bit before you go on diving into dungeons and all that. But seems small enough, like a small colony, I guess, if you want to call it that, of weird. And then she puts her fingers under her chin and wiggles them, tentacle beings, and seems like they got some people under their control with these little brain things munching on their heads. Might want to beware of those, because if they start munching on yours, well, that's not good news for either of your two minds, Willow.
All right.
And then would you have other questions? I mean, you have a map, you'll be able to get there. We're going to fast track that sort of thing, but I'll let you sort of get an idea of the scope of the area.
I will no, I don't have any other questions. I do have something I want to do before we leave, but otherwise, if you guys have any questions, you can ask. So is a drink a copper piece here, Kelly?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk up to the bartender, and I'm just gonna slide him 10 gold, and I'm just gonna say, next 100 drinks up for Linda are on me, and then I'm gonna head out.
Nice. Solid.
I'll drop 10 gold out of my inventory.
All right. So you make your way out of town.
Oh, I have to stop and buy the flame tongue. We do not have to belabor this, because I know I've already fucked up today's session.
It's not fucked up. It's
so
actually really, like, I'm not laughing
That was some
at
fun
you.
RP.
Yeah.
Like, that was good RP.
all right,
I'm
good,
not
good.
laughing at you. It's just like
Yeah.
this sort of shit is really funny to me.
So Willow's kind of like, I'm feeling pretty good. There was one of those weapons in one of those shops that looked like before I would have had trouble, swinging it, but now I'm feeling good. And so I'm gonna go buy the flame tongue from the store, which was 500 gold. So I will subtract that from my inventory.
Sounds good.
I was looking over my notes, and I realized that I had like a couple extra 100 gold that I never transferred from my old to my new character sheet.
Okay.
So I added that in. It wasn't very much. Now I'm down by buying this. I'm down to like 400. So
sounds good.
Hey, I'm gonna go grab more coffee real fast.
Oh,
I'll
I
be
want
back.
coffee so bad.
Well, make some coffee.
My dogs just walked over to check and see if I was okay when I made that noise. So y'all make your way out of town. You, what was I gonna say? Sorry, I pulled up the wrong thing.
wait, can you still hear us,
Me?
Leia? No. I am worried that Talia isn't going to come. Oh, did we short rest before we left the?
Yes.
Okay. Let me burn 100% of my hit die.
Yeah. Amazing.
Just that is an expensive thing not to hit the save on.
Yeah.
That's what a 5 will do to you. So D10 on my hit die, and I have 10 of them. All right. So 10 D10. So we'll start, and then I get +3 on each one. So that's 9 plus 15. 15 plus 12, 27. Plus 16 is 43. That's 6. Uh-oh. I don't think we're gonna make it all the way. Well, that's what happens. 43. So 2 more. Oh my god, that's double fucking ones. So that's 43 plus 6 plus 2, 51. And then we have 2 more left. That's a 1 and a 3. Wow, that's just really terrible rolls. So 51 plus 6 plus 4, so 10. So 61 total hit points from. Wow, that's terrible. That's rolling 10d10 plus 10d10 plus 30, and I only managed to hit 61. That's really terrible.
That is really terrible.
There was like at least 4 or 5 ones. There are 4 ones and 2 3s in there. So just so you know, Tolly, rolling for my hit die on that short rest did not help alleviate my electrical woes. I don't need healing right now, but I just wanted to let you know that I rolled 10d10 plus 30, and I somehow only managed to get 61 back. So I'm at 67 out of 94, so you don't need to heal me right now. But just so you know, I may need healing in the middle of combat or whatever. So I have no hit die left.
Holly will have to make some decisions about. She won't let you die.
I do have fighting spirit, so I do gain temporary hit points in combat with a bonus action. So it's not like I'm,
Yeah, so that's good.
Sorry, what's that?
You got second wind. You got heal.
Oh yeah, I've got second wind. All right, yeah, I'm fine.
Blow your second wind before you short rest.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. This is called new fighter things. So you regain HP equal to 1d10 plus fighter level. So that's basically like expending a hit dice. Oh no, because it's my fighter level is 10. Yeah, so 10 plus 7. All right, so 17 extra. Okay, hey. Thank you for knowing my character better than me. That's all right. Now we're at 84 out of 94, so we're basically at full, right? Yep. 10 hit points. That's like
you did that before your short rest, and then you'll have it again for combat.
Yeah. That's what Kelly told me to do. Thank you for helping with the fighter things. It's funny, fighters like supposedly like this really simple class. I find it more tricky than playing other classes in some ways. But that's mostly because of inexperience. Like I just played monks for so long, right? I just intuitively know what to do in certain situations. But Tolly, as we're walking, how's it going? You don't seem too excited about this.
No, I think it's a really stupid idea. We're doing it anyway, so here we are.
Why do you think it's stupid?
Because these other adventurers have it handled.
No, they don't.
I'll let Taratha take that one.
Mm-hmm.
While Taratha might be skeptical of our compatriots' ability to tackle this threat, I'm mostly interested in just finishing the job that I started. It's hard for me to let this kind of thing go.
You're here for revenge for some reason that I do not know. You have a bone to pick, and we're walking into a situation with people that we don't know how to fight with because you want to do this, and that's fine. We're doing it. I'm here. And it's gonna be okay. But it's stupid, and we like to make enemies. And I don't like that at all.
I just bet we're gonna walk in and they're gonna be dead.
Mm-hmm. Or the mind flayers will just be dead.
Well, then good. And then Willow can get her little self-satisfaction. We can go on with our merry little lives.
All right. Just Willow wouldn't say this exactly out loud, but in case you're wondering her motivation, it's that Kalstar pride themselves, or the Ashina clan pride themselves on their mental fortitude and strength, and they did get the better of her in that department. She failed the wisdom save with them, and the other one, in the mind controller, and so that's it's a point of pride that has been stuck for her.
I mean, that's why Tolly thinks this is a shitty idea, because we're going in half-cocked with half the information into a situation we know nothing about for ego. And she This is how people die in the desert.
Yep.
Like, this is how it happens. And so she's just like, cool, I guess we're here. Gonna try and do this with them, get everyone out and like make sure that we don't fuck up this other adventurers crew's job. Like, we could do just as much harm as we do good here because they're not expecting us to come.
Oh, one thing that just dawned upon me is that this lair that they're talking about, it might be the Beholder's lair. We might be fighting a Beholder today.
Oh, they worship a beholder, don't they?
Yeah. See, I was wondering. I remember there was some information tucked in the back of my brain that I just couldn't recall until this moment. Because I kept saying lair, lair. That's a very strange thing to talk about when they're interplanetary beings. But a beholder has a lair.
Yep.
Well, we'll better be on our toes then.
Or we're gonna be on our ass. One of the two.
All right. Well, I trust you to pull me through.
I mean, I thank you. Okay.
You shouldn't.
I guess she didn't mean that as in like you're gonna handle it. I meant like more like we're gonna be fine. We can do this. You know what I mean? Kind of that was the implication.
Totally.
Have you
And
fought
you
a
still
beholder
shouldn't.
before, Willow?
What was that?
Have you fought a beholder before?
Have you fought a beholder before?
No, and that's why I'm downright terrified.
I mean, I've never fought a Hydra before the other day, and that went fine.
Yeah, see, Hydras are one thing. Beholders are, to my knowledge, a different breed.
Ever
Hey,
since
first
I
time
met
for
you
everything.
guys, I'm fighting weird ass, wrapped in paper mummies. I'm fighting hydras. I mean, I just don't look at any particular threat like a beholder and say that's outside of my realm of expertise. Because we fought that giant worm. I mean, I understand that each threat is dangerous, needs to be taken seriously,
That
and I hope you know that I
that
take
was a
every
very
fight.
small worm.
All right. I mean, there were
Yes.
two of them. But my point is that we're fighting all sorts of crazy shit. That's my perspective. I don't consider
Oh, you were
anyone.
talking about the very first encounter, weren't you? Not the last. Never mind. Yes, those were very big worms. Pay no attention to me.
I was confused a little because I was like, those are like skyscraper size. Like I guess those are small.
That
I guess
was
Tolly's.
that was Leia messing that up,
I
not
thought
Tali.
Tolly was more just saying like you should see the real worms in the desert.
No. No. I was thinking about the little baby thingy that we went
Oh
and took
yeah,
care of. That's what
that
I was thinking about. I was like, that
yeah.
wasn't even that big. But then I was like, oh right, we fought a worm that got eaten by another worm. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how do we end up getting there, DM?
Yeah. So you scout out in the desert. With your passive perception checks, I'm just going to.
I'll go ahead and I'll keep a lookout as we're moving, just for any. I'm looking out for like danger and stuff like that, just to make sure we don't get attacked or whatever on our way to.
Yep. I'll just say like not to like deny you your rolls, but you are able to safely get there. So save
Sounds
the
good.
rolls for
That's
the checks
fine.
that you're about to make.
Yep.
So you travel because the thing is, it's only 2 hours in the desert, and you're pretty like, what was I gonna say? Like you're well traveled. You traveled for days in the desert, and you're still pretty close to civilization. Like 2 hours in the desert is like 5 miles about, so you're not that far out. You get to. I'm gonna say 1 second. I'll draw on this a little bit to make life a little bit easier. But there's a sort of like bluff over here that's about 10 feet down, and you can kind of belly crawl your way over to peer over. I'm just gonna write 10 feet. Oh, come on. This brush hates me. There we go. So that's 10 feet down. And you look across and you're able to see three humanoid figures that are like zombie like walking in a way, but also like they're dragging these huge clubs. And like these are like sort of like hulking figures in a way. They're probably like 7.5 feet tall. And they have a great club in one hand and a great axe in another. And they're just kind of zombie walking a little, dragging both in the sand as they're walking. And you could see, like in the sand in front of you, just like drag marks of the paths that they've gone through as they're walking. So by the time you get there, like one's. Oop, there we go. One's like over here. Another one makes his way down here. And then there's always one by this entrance. And this entrance is like this wide. I know that this is a like an up top part, but this is like a cave going down.
All right. Do you guys want? So, just based on the looks of this, it looks like our friends might have been able to either get past or weren't able to get past this defense. Would we like to try to sneak here or just try to fight our way through?
Sneak.
I'm willing to do that. Would it be possible for us to like circle around? Well, I guess there's the drag marks. I mean, I don't know. I'll let you guys help with that. I don't want to take the lead on there. So, how would we like to sneak?
Oh, Tali is 100% following your lead, unless Taratha takes over.
Yeah, I'm following
this
your
is
lead.
your thing. She's just here.
That's little Polly fucking thing.
That's not her all the time. She just when she gets like actually worked up about something, y'all do the thing anyway. So it doesn't like but yeah, so she's just waiting for you. Like if you want to sneak, she will sneak.
Does Tali have like anything that helps with sneaking, like pass without trace? Just double check.
All right. Not anything group big enough for the group. No.
Well, I mean, these guys don't look too perceptive. So would it be possible, DM, help me out? Because like I can't see the full map here. Would it be possible for us to like round out around the bluff and like kind of drop, like do a drop into the entrance from above and then just walk in?
Like the bluff kind of ends here.
Okay.
So it's 10 feet drop to sort of bowl, and then there's a cavern that goes down. So like the cavern entrance does not go back, so you could try and circle around over here. But it is a lot of open space. There's not a lot of mountain like sand mountains. Like there definitely are to get here, but to get into the thing is another story.
All right. I'm gonna pull out bad news, which is my rifle, just in case anything happens. So I'm ready to fire it right away. But then I'd be willing to do the circle around and jump in the cavern, or try to avoid it that way. Does it look like these giant hulking figures can fit into the cavern?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to try sneak first to shoot second.
Sounds good. Give me a stealth check to get past this one. So, like, this will get you, like, over here.
Everybody, or are we doing one roll, or?
A roll for each individual person.
16.
10. I'm rolling like shit today.
Incredible. Yeah, two of you are well hidden. However, Willow,
with your guidance there, Polly?
Yeah, I mean, I could cast guidance. No, I could. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
I could cast yeah.
Can't cast like a thing though after we made the rolls. Like
I'm just meant for future rolls, as we can kind of help game the system a little bit. Oh wait, I know bless now because I've got those bless beads. You do,
yeah.
Well, you might need to use it because this one catches drift of Willow. I'm not trying to like split the party a little bit. I'm just trying to have it make sense that they see Willow, but these two are not really part of the picture right now. Because it would
Mhm.
be silly for Willow to be like right here and they don't see the party right next to her. So,
Sure.
Willow, your leg slips a little in the sand and causes like a little like sand. You're not really on raised ground, but there's like a little sand puff, and the hulking figure looks over to you and just points its club and lets out a roar. Let's roll for initiative.
Ooh, shit.
13.
21.
Nice.
Yeah, that
I,
never happened.
I get advantage on these, and of course I rolled a 3 and a 7, 13.
Incredible.
I'm rolling like shit. Just definitely not in mind flayer form right now with these dice.
Nope. 1 second. Sorry, I'm just placing you all.
Can I go before you, Taratha?
Yeah.
All right.
Tali, you are up.
I was hoping to distract them by firing my loud ass gun and then like pulling them away from you guys, but you wouldn't know that, Tali. You have to do what you're gonna do.
Yeah, it's running towards us right now.
I mean, they're getting ready to.
It pointed its club just at me. I don't think it knows
Yeah.
that you are there since you beat its its perception or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Tali's gonna pull out
So I'm like
her.
35 feet away here or 30 feet away?
10, 15, 20,
Jesus
30.
30? All right. I didn't know if that diagonal was great enough to count as an extra amount of feet.
Oh, we're up there. Okay, I see now.
10, 15, 20, 25. I mean, it's only one diagonal.
Oh yeah, because you can hit something at a diagonal. I was thinking it had to be get right up on. So that's totally fine. I'm with the shield. I'm fine.
I'm gonna I'm just gonna pull out my rapier and I tried to click on myself to move it. Well,
Where are you going?
I'm gonna move.
Oh wait, I got rid of. Oh yeah.
I don't know what I want to do.
You were supposed to. Oh, wrong. Oh wait, no, Taratha was the one that did. I keep I'm the worst. Anyway, I forgot that you were Genasi because I'm thinking that Taratha's the blue one because she's a fucking blue tiefling.
Oh.
But you get up on?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15,
Yeah,
20,
I'm
25.
Yeah, I will just go up and attack it. I'm okay with that.
Nice.
Yeah. Ooh. It's a 19 on the die for a 27 total.
That'll get him.
Why didn't God make me a champion fighter?
And that's gonna be 14 points.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Next up is a little brain thing burrows out of the ground. Oop.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
And goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's all it can do.
Oh, a brain thing? What the fuck is it? What
like
kind
a little
of brain
a brain crab.
is it the things that attach to the back of your head and like
and it just starts scuttling over to you.
Fucking, where's Ripley when you need her?
Fucking disengage
actually,
next
let's
action. Fuck.
Let me just make sure that it can't do anything ranged. I don't think it can.
It's fine.
Oh,
I
it
have a really high.
I need an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence?
From whom?
From
Fuck!
Sally.
Well, That's a decent roll.
I'm hidden
16?
right now, right?
Correct. You are fine, but you feel it
Thank
just start
God.
trying to like fuzz up your brain, and you're like, ah.
You hear tell you, ah!
And
He is not okay with this.
it just at you. And next up is this one, who turns down the cave and shouts into it incoherently, unless you can speak Undercommon.
I can!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You should not know that, but anyway, you do.
What is it? Wait, what is it? What does it shout?
I'm getting there. It goes down and shouts, "Trouble! Might need backup!" And then runs forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
You love
30.
it when random fucking languages that you don't think are ever gonna be useful become useful. Makes me really happy.
Yep. It moves 30 feet, but can't do much more of that. It's not going to rush up into melee with you.
Okay.
But it looks ready to do some sort of action. But we'll resolve that. It readies something, but you can't tell what. Next up is the one that you hurt, and it's going to bonus action rage.
Yeah. Okay.
And then make 2 attacks on you. First one's a 27. The second one's a 12. So I imagine only one of those hit.
27 hits. No, my AC is 11.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. That's a 13 damage.
Cool. Where's
Next
my pencil?
up is Willow.
How beefy does that little dog brain look?
Not very. Like, it is a squishy brain with like little feet coming out of it.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot at it with bad news as I kind of start walking forward.
Uh-huh.
So, go ahead. That shot. Okay, 23 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. Bad news, of course, does a lot of damage, but then it needs to be reloaded. Check and. All right, so it does 17 damage. Does that do it?
It does not, but it's looking fucked up.
Then I so like after I take a shot with bad news, I will actually just free action drop bad news. Now note, if I don't remember, will remember to go pick it back up.
That's fine.
But-
I'm not gonna
and
make
then-
you lose your gun.
Yeah, and then she's gonna whip out Cotton Ball and I'll take a shot with Cotton Ball at the same guy.
Nice.
That'll be a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, and Cotton Ball does. Please, I hope does eight do it? I rolled minimum damage.
How do you do it?
Okay, good. So like you just see like one shot goes poof, and like the left lobe explodes, and then a second shot, and that does that. And then I quickly holster, as I'm running forward now, and I holster what the fuck, my Cotton Ball. I holster Cotton Ball and pull out the Flame Tongue, and I use the bonus action to light up Flame Tongue, and I get into melee range with BE1.
Nice. Taratha.
I'm gonna call the dead.
On which one?
Whatever one Tali was just attacking.
Then that's 1.
I'm really glad, Leia, that you said like your character like you went when the dog approached, because Eric knew metagaming that like Brain Dog's bad news, like you need to kill those fucking things. But I didn't know how Willow would respond. But then if you're like, this thing's fucking me up, Willow can just be like, boom, get it with the gun and it's
yeah. Yes. You have actually. She probably reacts like a normal person reacts to a spider. Like normally she reacts very calmly to like all animals and like living beings. Like she's pretty chill with all those things because she lives amongst them. But like this thing, she's like, oh my god, get it away.
Yeah.
It's so gross. Make it go away.
What was the roll for the dude?
Oh, what kind of save? Sorry.
Maybe off the top of the head, no total dead.
Oh, wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yep. That's a 3.
Oh my gosh, is that a success?
17 damage.
Sounds good. They take it, and they do not like it. And that is a type of damage that they are not resistant to right now.
Oh, fuck.
Anything else?
Now?
Oh, they are raging. You watch the.
Oh wait, wait. As I get close, this is not. Is this the fucking adventure? This isn't the barbarians, is it?
No.
Okay, thank God. I don't want them to die like that. I
This
want to
is like-
save their ass, but I don't
this
want
is
them to
like-
be dead.
You can tell up close. You can tell that this used to be a living, like, functioning humanoid, but the intellect devourers took over their body and are kind of like taking over them. So even the like Tali, the way that you heard the other one talk, it wasn't like very coherent in a way. Like it didn't seem like the voice and the words just fit the shape of the mouth that they were making. Like it was like almost like a foreign thing that it's like puppeting. You know what I'm saying? Like not that the person was incapable of making those sounds, but it's like someone trying to make a puppet talk.
Got you.
I just hope that when I die someday, that they describe me as a former living, functioning human being. But I am
Seriously.
skeptical if that'll be the case.
Seriously though.
Just get that engraved on my tombstone.
Living, functioning human being.
Former.
Living, function. But were they functioning?
I mean, they were big bastards able to swing a great.
No, I'm
axe
talking
on a
about
rifle.
myself. I don't know about my functionality.
And then, Taratha, do you move at all?
Move about 30 feet back.
Okay. I'm just gonna move you to the back corner.
Sounds good.
Next up is BE2, who's going to rush over 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And after that is Intellect Devourer 2, who you see pop out and start scuttling over. Oh. And it's going to make its way over here. Willow, I need an intelligence saving throw.
No, I don't want to make it. If anybody, this is probably going to be a blessed dungeon for when we get there. But for now, that's 14.
You save.
Oh my God. Wait, I just have a question. Was 13 the save? Because that means my leg just saved my ass. Because I always had +1, now I have +2.
I'm not telling you.
Well, I'm gonna assume that the leg, a little jolt of electricity, zaps me so that thing can't get my fucking brain.
Yep. I think
That thing's gotta die.
Oh, and then it could. 1 second. It could still go up to you, so it's going to go up and make a claw attack.
Oh, it can do both of those things.
It can do both. It makes one
All right,
attack with its claws and then
devourers
uses
are
Devour Intellect.
All right,
and
well,
they're only a challenge rating too.
Yeah.
That's because challenge ratings have always been bullshit.
it's
I know.
because anything that deals with fucking raw stats is like busted. Like the shit, like shadows. Like shadows, like reduce your intelligence or strength score. Like no, that is busted. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you know. But I understand that they probably don't have very much HP, and that when I hit it with my flame tongue next turn, it's probably gonna explode.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, hit me, bitch.
Does an 18 hit?
No,
Nice.
it bounces off. It like leaps up in the air, and I just bash it out of the air with the sentinel shield.
Nice.
Because that is it would hit me if I wasn't wielding a shield.
Yep. And then it is no longer its turn. Tali, what do you do?
I'm just gonna go after this guy again. Same one I did, BE1. Uh, wait, no one got taken over, right? No.
No one got
Correct.
taken over.
Okay.
There is one of the brain boys is next to Willow.
Yeah, the only way for me to get to him is to move out of a 5 foot
Yeah,
square of BE1, and I don't want to do
that makes sense.
that. So,
I
I
think
mean, unless I walk around BE1,
yeah, you could
which
walk around
would be
B1,
weird.
but
Um,
you do you.
yeah, okay, that's gonna be math 22 to hit.
That will hit.
15.
On sorry, the brain dog or the big guy.
BE1.
Okay.
BE1.
And
yeah.
what kind of damage?
Necrotic.
All right.
Cannot negate.
Yep. You were good.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, because no one else is like dying, right? So,
Nope.
Okay.
All
Then yeah, that's it.
right. Next up is BE3, who is going to move up 5, 10, 15, and surround Willow, who seems like a bigger threat, having blasted away one of the.
I was
brain
making
dogs.
loud gunshot noises.
Yeah. So you are definitely the bigger threat. They're going to swing once with their axe and once with their club. The club will probably hit for 26, and the other one probably will not hit
nope.
for 12.
No, the 12 doesn't hit, but the 26 does.
For 14 damage.
Okay.
All right, and then next up is BE1, who is also going to wail on you.
Okay.
Actually, let me have it do an intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, it has been taking hits 2 times now from
Yeah, that's
the other
why.
character, but I can understand it going after me because
It's
you know
the gun.
divide and well, there's the divide and conquer too, right? Like take out one and then move on to the next one. That these guys seem relatively smart, so getting in a one-on-one fight against
Yeah.
somebody when you could try to take someone out makes sense to me.
Yeah, they definitely rolled high enough on that int check. So,
Right, so that
that's a 20 and a nat 20.
Ugh.
so they 20 hits. That's my AC.
Okay.
I get crit every single fight.
I know.
Anyways, it's fine. This is what happens when you play D&D.
So the first attack does 19, then 32 total.
Okay.
Between all of them. And then it is Willow's turn. And
38
I'm sorry, I forgot the
is what I have left.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a fighting spirit. I gain 10 temporary hit points, and I'm going to take an attack against the intellect devourer that's next to me, the brain dog. That's a natural 19 plus
That'll hit 'em.
stuff.
Only you were a champion.
Yeah.
So yeah, if only. So that does 1d8 plus 7 plus 2d6. So I'm just grabbing all the dice that I need. Okay, there we go. That's a lot of dice. If you crit with this thing, that's pretty good. Oh, I used to. Oh wait, I'm just gonna roll to see if I crit, but I have advantage on all my attacks this turn. Oh wait, it was worse. But anyways, that's 666. So that's 18 plus 7, so 25. That should do it based on the last one. Okay, good. So the first flare of the bullet, it just cuts the left and cuts the two sides of the brains in half. So we don't have to worry about them anymore. Feeling a little bit better. I got my 10 temp hit points. And I'm gonna keep track of my temp hit points in the back. Probably all my hit points in the back. But anyways, and then I'm going to I will do an attack at BE1 right in front of me, right? Because he's been taking it. How is he looking, by the way?
Not that great. They are raging, so certain damages are not going to hurt them as much. But I mean,
All right,
they're
I'll make sure to differentiate which damages are my flame tongue is doing for you.
yeah.
All right, so rolling with advantage, that's a 14 plus 9, so 23 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, so the slashing damage is not good. It's plus 7. It's 9. All
Okay.
right. And
Got
then
that.
the fire damage is 7.
Death's door.
Okay.
Woo!
Taratha, you're up.
Toll the Dead.
Wisdom save. That is a 16. Which is a
They
fail.
fail. It's gonna be. Give me 1 second. 13.
Tell me how you do it.
They just hear ringing, ringing, ringing until it gets way too loud.
Nice.
That's how I imagine Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead is the eye of the beholder of cantrips, because whatever
Yeah.
it does is kind of dependent on what the DM and player want it to do. It just does necrotic damage. I know you're supposed to hear a loud ringing sound, I think, right?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Do you move?
No, I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. This one rushes up and uses a dash action to get up into melee with you, Taratha. But that is all they can do. Tali.
Oh shoot. All right, I'm gonna move up to the last enemy and smack him.
There's one on Taratha too, just in case you missed that.
One enemy at a time. So, yeah, the enemy that's nearest to me. I'm gonna, I don't know, 18.
Yep, that'll hit.
Ooh. 20.
Damage
Yeah.
and necrotic, correct?
Yep.
Nice.
It's at 100% necrotic damage. That's pretty
Yes.
baller.
Yeah. Because of the weapon. So, because I'm a death cleric, I add a d8 to my melee attacks of necrotic damage too, and the weapon itself only does necrotic damage.
That's sweet.
So it's just all necrotic all the time.
But tell
which
the
is
best
nice.
part about it.
What's the best part?
That it overcomes resistances.
Oh yeah. At high enough level, a death cleric, no, if you're doing necrotic damage, you can't resist.
Can you still be immune to it?
I don't know. I guess
Because
that would be a GM call.
there were things that were supposed to be immune in the past that you
Oh,
negated.
cool. I didn't know if it would drop like immune to resist and resist to normal, or if it dropped it all to normal.
I mean, it just says you can't resist it. However, the GM wants to interpret that is up to them, I guess.
That is nice, though.
Yeah.
All right. So is it BE3's turn, or is it?
Is. And they are going to move a little bit over.
Just crit me, baby.
One more time.
They're gonna go after Tali, who just did a nice chunk on him. Make 2 attacks.
That's fair.
24 and 25.
Both hit.
What are the pluses on these guys? I wish I could roll with Kelly's dice when I attack.
I mean, they're rolling decent, so.
I don't even know if I've crit in this campaign. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I know. I have fun.
These D12s are rolling really well.
It's okay.
31 points between both. 1 bludgeoning, 1 slashing.
Cool.
Okay. Now it's Willow.
Well, you have to remember I have tough, so I have 130 HP.
Yeah, you are tough.
So, like, in terms of me, like, I don't really get worried.
How's this one looking? The one in front of me.
Almost bloodied.
And the one that's chasing after Teritha has taken no damage.
Correct.
With my passive perception, does Teritha look worried about this? Yeah, Teritha is who I mean.
I mean, Taratha is a cocky bitch all the time. I think even if she was surrounded, she would still be laughing at them.
All right. I was just wondering because like I could like try to like shoot. I would have to get out of. I guess I'd have to get out of melee range of this guy. I'll take 2 attacks with the flame tongue at this guy.
Sounds good. And then differentiate the damage.
Yep. I'm just deciding I'm not going to use a fighting spirit, though I kind of want to, but because I get it back if I have. I hate that mechanic. I really hate that mechanic. Sorry. If you have none remaining, get one when you roll initiative because it incentivizes me to blow them all, but I don't want to blow it because I haven't wasted the temp HP, which I don't get back. You know what I mean? So I should wait until I lose the temp HP and then use it again. But it's like a frustrating like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Anyways, first attack is a 24. The second attack is a 27.
Both
I
hit.
rolled really well. 15 and 18. All right. So I'm going to do fire first. All right, 2 5, so 10, and then 4. So total of 14 fire damage.
Sounds good.
And then 9 plus 14, 23 piercing damage.
So halved, 1 second.
You do a lot more damage when you take the dueling dueling thing. Like shit, that plus 2 adds up. Like especially when you have multiple attacks a turn.
Yeah.
Like all right, so
once again, Willow puts an enemy on death's door. Taratha, what do? You have one coming up on you, and one a little far off, barely clinging.
It is worth noting that Tali goes before BE3, if I'm not mistaken. Just so that you have all the facts, Corey.
Right. How far away is that one away from me?
10 feet.
Okay. I'm just gonna fly 30 feet in the air. And then I'm gonna cast Firebolt on it.
As a player, I hate flying.
I love
or
flying.
As a DM, I hate flying.
I love
it's just,
it for moments like this, because like they don't
no,
know.
this is a great moment. This is a great moment.
Ranged weapons.
I am so happy right now. But as a DM, I feel a slight amount of pain knowing that you set up all this shit and then a character's like, yeah, just fly away.
No, I love that.
That's good.
18 to hit.
Which one?
The one I just flew up away from.
Sure thing. Yeah, that hits.
13 damage.
What kind?
Fire.
Sounds good. Next up is BE2, who, like, looks up at you in utter confusion, and then, I'm going to roll a D100 to see if this is going to work, and I'm going to announce that if it is a 75 or better, it'll work. If it's if it's 50 to 75, there's nothing that will happen. If it's under 50, then bad stuff will happen. It's a 49. Incredible. So
bad stuff happens.
Yes. So you watch the thing reach back to pull the devourer off of its head to try and throw it up at you, but as it pulls the devourer out, the body collapses. The devourer is okay. So I'm just going to
so they have devourers on their heads eating them.
Yes. So
but we just learned this now because we're like in the thick of the fight and we didn't realize it initially.
No, I said it.
Okay, my bad. I just thought they were giant hulking things. I didn't, you know.
With
so
the devourers on the back of their heads kind of directing them. So,
cool.
1 second. Which one's alive? Barely. BE3. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just reorganizing them. So the hulking figure just dies immediately when that's removed. And then
I love it.
Devourer is going to start scuttling towards you all. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. But it used its action to try and throw itself at Taratha. So.
Make a please make the wizard make an intelligence save.
Yeah, that's not happening. Next up
I vote
is
Taratha makes all the saves.
Tali.
Awesome.
B3 is on death's door, and I go before ID1.
Yeah. Let's just take care of it, I guess.
And actually, you hear in your head, Tali, in Undercommon, telepathically, well, you look pretty tasty. Wonder what your brain tastes like.
Can I respond?
You could try.
All right. Well, she would respond. I am pretty tasty.
And back to you, and I imagine B3.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
It's gonna be 21.
That'll hit him.
That'll be 18.
Got him. He had 4 HP left.
Dead.
Willow, you're up.
All right. I think my best chance to hit is to. So, yeah, this guy isn't. These guys aren't too rough. I'll rush up and I'll attempt to hit him with the flame tongue, the brain dog.
Nice.
All right. That's 23 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. So it does 6 fire damage and 14 slashing damage. Does it still up?
How much? I'm sorry, one more time. 14.
6 plus 20 total. If
it
it doesn't have
does not do it.
resistances. All right. So then all right. Whatever. It's okay. I wanted to do something cool for flavor, but I don't want to have disadvantage on my attack. I'll take another slash at it. That'll be 15.
That'll hit. And tell me how you kill it, because it had literally 1 HP left.
All right, so I'm gonna deviate a little bit from the norm, but it's for good reason. All right, so she like takes a slash with the thing, and then she takes a step back, and she notices that it's half dead, and then she thinks it's gone, and then she and it goes, and she just pulls out cotton ball, poof, and just pops it up.
I did it.
I know I technically made 2 attacks with the flame tongue, but that's actually what I wanted to do, was kill it with the gun.
All right. So as combat settles, we'll re-roll initiative for this. But remember how in the beginning of combat, the guy yelled down the cavern? Backup has arrived in the form of 6 more brain dogs just scuttling, and you all hear in your everyone Tali and Willow, hungry.
Ew.
Well, now I feel stupid because I just wasted a bullet.
So let's roll for new initiative.
Okay.
Crit.
1 second.
Nice. All right. Advantage on initiative rolls. Let's see how terrible this could go. Terrible. 15. I mean, 15's fine.
Don't tell me.
Oh, okay. I'm just talking. I'm just wasting air.
Okay. You said 15, Eric?
Yeah, 15.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Willow, that's her name. Tali?
9.
Okay. And Taratha?
Got crit.
Nice. Taratha, you are first.
Shoot a fireball at him.
Sounds good. That's 150 feet, so you are at range. I'm going to...
Oh, God, I love wizards.
Yup.
Right? So
So
fucking real.
this is going to be so one oh god, those are all fails for the first round of 3 because those were all single digits and they definitely do not have that high of a dexterity save modifier.
Maybe my D6s.
All but one fail because the other one is well, do you want to use your portent?
No.
Okay. Only one saves with a dirty 20. And that'll be number 6.
28 damage.
How much?
28.
All but number 6 are immediately toasted. Number 6 is looking really rough. And you hear 6 different voices in your heads now become one. And now this one is like, I'm so hungry. Willow, what do you do?
Oh, I'm up. All right, I only have one shot. So let's take it because it's reload. It's reload 4 on Cotton Ball. So I've done 3. Shot number natural 19.
That'll get him.
And so that'll just do the basic damage. Just let me find it. That'll be max for 17 damage. That's a +2 +2 pistol, baby.
That's great that Taratha went first because a lot of them were like in range to make y'all make some saves. And before any of them, that was about to be 5 intelligence saves out of like your 2 friends.
So I pop it off and since I have my other attack action, I'd like to like do it like I shot the gun, I twirled it in the air, and then like the little what's it called? Things that are left in the gun after you take a shot.
The shells? No,
The shells fall out, and then she just she pulls out 4 more and she clips them back in. I don't know. I want to be cool. I want to be a cowboy. I haven't shot in my gun very much before today.
And now you're just popping them off. Murr.
All right. I will also go pick up bad news and reload it.
Nice.
I mean, always assume that I reload my guns if we have like a lull.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's silence on the field. What do you do?
I feel a little bad.
What's that?
Well, we caused a commotion. I hope that doesn't affect our friends below. I think we better hurry and keep moving and make sure that if we cause them any trouble, that we give the enemy more trouble than we caused our friends.
Hold on just a second. I'm reading a spell that I am thinking about using. Give me 2 seconds. It just has it's a gigantic paragraph, and I want to make sure I'm not doing something stupid.
Taratha, what's your passive?
That's perception?
Yeah.
17.
All right. You notice a figure short wandering close, like as if they were trying to like sneak up on the lair, but upon seeing you like just tried to stop and like scope out. So they think that they're hidden. But you from your vantage point can see them. They're about like 60 feet away. And they're just like they're paused, like waiting to see what you do and where you go.
What is it again? Sorry?
A short figure. You could do a perception check to get more information, but with your passive.
Yeah, I'll do that.
There are 3 of these guys,
26.
right? 3 of the BE 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, the hulking figures. You said 26, Corey?
I did.
All right. You recognize it to be a dwarf with golden hair, braided down to the beard as well, dressed in a traveler's cloak.
Fuck it. I'm gonna fly down to him.
About halfway there, you recognize her as Emily.
Oh fuck. That's no bueno.
Hi, Emily.
Who is this?
Do we know that this is going on? That's
You
one of the
see-
flayers, right?
That is one of the players.
I'm going to say it's back over here that this happens.
So we just don't know that this is happening right now.
You see Taratha make her way over to the bluff. So
For the record, as all of that's going on, are all of the BE 1, 2, and 3 in 60 feet of each other?
yes.
They should be.
Their bodies? Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast Animate Dead.
I love it.
I haven't
Brain
done
devour
it yet.
this.
Haven't done it yet. This is the first time. She's all like, I feel like we need help. So she's gonna animate Dead on BE 1, 2, and 3 for
Nice.
some helpers. That lasts for 24 hours unless I cast it again on them. I am
love
casting
it.
it at a 4th level, so I can do all 3. And just gonna have them chilling with us.
I love it.
Awesome.
I
So
love that.
Willow's a
neat.
little freaked out. Willow
I
like
mean,
Willow initially like she's like picking up bad news and she's like reloading it and she sees this happen. She's like, and then she looks at you.
Tali is like also looking very unsure about this and like a little grossed out and like not sure she wants to be doing what she's doing, but also, you know, we're walking into mind control space, so she feels like having some mind controlled things of her own are probably not a bad plan.
No, that's awesome. Using your resources wisely.
Yeah.
It's
Nothing
not
goes
necromancy,
to
it's
waste.
recycling.
Exactly. Nothing goes to waste in the desert.
Yep. So you walk up, or you fly down. How
So-
close do you get, Tareth? I just want to announce.
About 30 feet away.
Okay, in the air.
So DM, I just have
In the air.
one quick question, just for my purposes.
Mhm.
Willow would have gone and picked up bad news, which was back where where she initially was when combat started.
That
Can
was
you see
over
the?
here.
Yeah. Can you see the bluff? I'm just asking. Can you see the bluff from there?
You could see the bluff, but she's laying down, so you can't see from below.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just wanted
Yeah.
you to know where I was, and I was just asking if I could see it because I know that. Okay, now go ahead and role play this situation.
Yeah. So she's prone and she looks up, and you watch her hands go up as you approach, and she'll go, "Hey, don't shoot."
That's
have to roll again.
not cool. Oh, jeez.
Would you believe me if I said I was here to get rid of them? The others?
Yes,
Oh,
actually. I need you to explain yourself, but
and
I mean,
she'll
I've seen
go ahead.
what you can do before, so I know that if you wanted to not be talking to me, you wouldn't.
Well, that went a lot easier than I thought, especially after well, I'm not gonna pretend that the last time we talked was all that great. And she'll
Wasn't the best.
very slowly, like kind of roll off of her stomach and sit crisscross applesauce, hands still up. And she'll go, "Well, what do you want me to explain?"
What do you mean you're trying to get rid of them?
She will, and at this point, do you want to, the other two, do you want to head over to the bluff with Taratha? Because you can
Yeah.
you can see at this point, because they're 30 feet away, they're kind of shouting out to, actually, maybe at first they do that, but then she'll switch over to telepathy with Taratha. But you could tell that Taratha is kind of like engaged with something. So this will turn into telepathy at this point, and this is the last thing that will happen before the other two arrive. And what was the question again, Corey? I'm sorry.
All good. I said, oh fuck, what did I say?
Oh,
It
what
was,
what about the others?
No, like why are you trying to get rid of them?
And she'll go, I'm not sure if you know much about our kind. Um, we all are linked together, in each other's minds, enslaved to one another and to our beholder God. And for a long time, I thought that was the only way to live, the only right way to live, until I tumbled down to this city and found things that were nicer.
What changed between the last time we talked and now?
Well, you weren't rushing into my you aren't rushing into my place of work right now and trying to kill me.
True.
And she holds up her hand, and points to very slowly points to a ring. And she goes, "Remember how I said they could see everything that we see and monitor what we're thinking and what we're doing?
Yes.
If I helped you, they'd know."
Interesting.
Putting this ring on is my death sentence. They would know I betrayed them the second I put this on. So it's all in from here.
Sounds like it.
Willow and Tali, you are now up or near the bluff.
So I'm just going to ask. My passive insight is 18.
Mm-hmm.
Do I perceive that they're having a peaceful conversation?
Yes, like that would be very, like, she has her hands up, she's making very slow motions to different things. You could tell from her body language that she's not casting anything. I mean, they can innately cast things as well, but like you
Right.
could also tell by Taratha's body language that she is relaxed, and it's not the weird relaxed way when people are mind controlled either.
The zombies are still gonna
Yeah,
like come into
follow.
position kind of like around her. Like not like super close. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
not, not boxing her in like 5 foot square or some crazy
And
shit,
I've
but
got
like
cotton ball out and trained on
yeah.
Emily, but I will not fire because I perceive them to be in conversation.
Okay. What does Taratha say or do?
So, I met your fiance.
He's nice, isn't he?
Yeah, I could see why you'd want to settle down with someone like that.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not exactly blaming you. We probably can't live there much longer, so we're gonna probably have to figure out a new place to live. But if all cities are as nice as this one, well, I'll be lucky.
Naturally. So, what's the next step from here?
Well, there's a small colony of other ones like us. There were 10 in total. I imagine some of your adventurers are nearby, or something along those lines. We are scattered a little among plains, so I'm not sure if all 10 are in fact there. Um, but maybe they can be if I were to bait them in. But that would be putting a great deal of trust in you.
Can me and
Wouldn't
Taratha
it?
can't hear this, right?
She could switch over to non telepathy at this point as you arrive.
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
You think you can handle 10? I mean, I'll fight on your side.
I mean,
What
10 at
happened to the other group of people that were sent here?
I don't know.
10 at once seems a
No.
little
Okay.
little much.
21.
What?
21 insight.
Oh yeah. She does not know. She was kind of scouting and like so she's not given the details, but like she genuinely doesn't know what they did. Maybe she knows more than that.
What kind of insurance can you offer us?
Um for what?
That you won't betray us, that you're not leading us to our doom.
I mean, I'm not quite sure what there is for me to give. You you beings, do you have a zone of truth?
Uh, yes, Holly?
Yes. She can cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. And she'll willingly fail it. And she goes, I will not betray you.
Well, as long as nothing changes, she's telling us the truth.
Well, this makes us strange bedfellows, eh?
How do you guys feel about this?
I mean, I had my reservations about her being a bad person when we walked into her house, but so it's fine with me.
I'm not opposed. All
I
right,
can abide.
So,
Emily. Actually,
But we do need to make sure that our friends are safe.
that is a
We're,
goal.
we're not putting
What
them
is
more
your
in harm's
name?
way.
I'm assuming Emily is just a moniker you took up.
to be honest, I would prefer not giving my old name. I would rather leave it behind me.
I respect that. All right.
I I just hope that your adventurer friends that you do not tell them what I am.
Can you change your shape again? They might have an idea of what you look like because they've been on this trail for a while.
Sure. Give me a moment. And she'll like very like clearly try and like take out like any sort of like she like just make it clear that she's not doing any weird magic on you. And she casts disguise self and makes herself also look like a dwarf, but this time with auburn hair that's it's got like an undercut and bangs that sweep over.
I'm going to send a mind telepathy message to Teretha and just say, just double checking. You're in your right mind, right?
I we're gonna be facing 10 of these. We need as much help as we can get.
Oh, no.
If we,
And don't Willow does not mean that as like a you are insane. She means it as a I'm making sure you're not mind controlled. Like, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like, you know, that like, you know, there's nothing fishy going on with your mind. That's all.
oh, Willow, if they could control me, you'd never know.
I like to think I know you well enough to tell mind controlled you apart from regular you. Nobody else is quite so forthcoming. That was a great Teretha way to answer that question.
Yeah.
because if you were mind controlled, Teretha would like you know what I mean you wouldn't answer it that way.
There is one more thing though. There is a beholder.
I was just about to ask about the beholder.
Yes.
I Oh, wait, go ahead.
There is one at the end of this labyrinth. It's not a big labyrinth.
Not a minotaur.
No, just our small colony and the mind flayer. They intend to take over the city. I was one of the first scouts intended to find the city's weak points and to, take it down from the inside.
Well, you
And
sure brought certain parts of the city down to their knees.
I love it.
Got him.
And she'll grin. And she'll go, yes, they were quite easy. They never saw me coming.
Fuck.
But yes, it's possible that we don't have to take all of them at once, but we do have to eradicate all of them, and we have to eradicate this mind flayer if we do not want them taking a stronghold in this city.
You mean Beholder?
Sorry, yeah. Beholder.
And when we free this Beholder,
Destroy.
you'll be free of its compulsions?
Well, yes. I mean, I'm not exactly controlled by it entirely, as you could see. But it will break my ties with the colony here. If I were to return to my home plane, well, then that connection would go to the next closest clan. But I intend not to go back. And she's still under Zone of Truth.
And you're gonna go run off with, I'm sorry, what was his name?
Armin.
With Armin. Okay. I'm willing to help you. I have a soft spot for people who kind of discard their past selves.
I'll be most grateful. It'll be nice to marry my fiance and become Emily Alleg.
By the way, he knows about you now.
I know. I checked in with him before I came here.
Cute.
Just so you know, I'm very proud of his name, and I'm going to make it very blatant. His last name is Alleg, so he's Armin Alleg.
Motherfucker.
Classic Kelly move.
That's all.
I don't think we should necessarily fight 10 at once. We'd be a little outgunned in that scenario.
Yes, we would.
I know you're worried about your adventure friends. We don't have to do it all in one day. But once we start the attack, once they see us, or me, making the attack, well then they'll know.
I've met them. Can I send a sending to them?
Oh, I can send a sending to them too.
You've met one other, and you can send a sending. You just don't know if they are on this plane.
Oh, that's true. Let me do it because it doesn't cost me any a spell slot to do.
Actually, Tali, if you could send a sending to Cleek and Akadito, I'm sure they could be useful.
That is true. Do you want, so is Tali doing the sending to the Aarakocra crew and Willow doing the Mind Flayer?
Yep. I'll do the
No, I was talking about the adventurers.
Oh yeah. Well,
that we gave that we gave the job to. I wanted to contact them and be like, hey, yo, we're here
Oh.
because we're weird. Where are you so we can team up, yo?
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
I thought you were
that's what I
sending
was trying to do.
them as in the mind flayers.
No.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
No. Oh, no.
No.
Hey, we're here. Wanna come team up with us to fight some people? No.
All right. Roll me a 1 second. D4.
D4. 4.
All right. So you are sending to like a half orc woman that just stood out to you because she had
Who's doing what? Because one of us is sending something to someone.
Right. Sorry.
Like
whoever's sending
I don't...
to the Leia, you rolled for whoever's sending to the adventurers. So I'm just gonna say whoever sends to them is the adventurer is a half orc woman, and they were very recognizable because they had these like tribal tattoos all over their face. So they're like the most recognizable to do ascending to. So whoever's sending to them, please say your 25-word message or less.
Eric, do you want to do that one, or do you want to send a clique?
You seem to be more diplomatic with adventurers than I am, so I'll let you do it.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna send a sending to the orcish woman. Be like, hey, or no, hello. Talia Thievesbane found information about mind flares here at the stronghold. Wanna team up?
And then you hear back like very like kind of they're yelling in their brain in response to you. There's so many. Help.
Well, hey, we can be useful.
Did she give a location?
No.
Fuck!
Well,
yeah, Talia is very startled.
I have 2 sendings that I can send a day, so
yeah, she's like, well, they're in trouble.
Did you know where they are?
Nope, somewhere around here, I suppose.
I'll shoot out a sending to half orc, and I'll just say, we're here to help, but we need to know where you are. We're at the entrance. We taken care of the big idiots.
Nice. And then she's just going to shout, go down, head left, down the stairs, 4574.
Down 4574.
Left down 4574. Okay.
Yeah. So she quickly shouts that out. I assume Taratha has a smart enough brain to remember those directions, even if it's next week. And Tali's right. Tali literally, I think, Leia literally wrote it down. So that's
yes,
good.
it is.
And so I'll repeat that, and then are we sure we want to get Cleek and that other guy involved, or do we want to handle this ourselves?
I mean,
we're going to be fighting a beholder. We should get as much help as we possibly can.
All right. I'll send out sending to Cleek, and I'll just say, gonna be fighting a beholder and mind flayer.
And 10 mind flayers. Right?
Oh, I would say and 10 mind flayers. So I added a word. Could use backup. Get directions from Linda Cottonball.
All right.
Tell her I sent you.
Give me 1 sec.
you
Okay.
want to come. That's 25 exactly.
If you want to come, you know the appropriate. But I think they can locate person and then just teleport here.
They could, but I figured they, I didn't want to assume.
I rolled for it. Before you get a response, you see two feathery companions pop.
Before we get a response.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Um,
howdy.
yeah, the description, they had to roll a 75 or better, and they did. On a D100 on teleporting. So that's why I didn't want to do the sending first, because how he would have responded would have been different depending on whether, they were off target or not. But Cleek is hello. I'm here to help. And Akadito is just kind of looking a little grumpy because he definitely was not consulted before. Like,
Yes.
Cleek just ran over, grabbed his hand, and just popped them out.
Ollie wants to give Cleek a high five.
Oh yeah, you get the most righteous high five.
After the high five, Willow's going to say, "It's good to see you, but
Bowie.
I
Hold on 1 second. Bobo, come here.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. That is
What?
exactly.
Did you mute me?
No, just dying in the chair, like, what is happening?
Sorry.
It's so loud. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Willow's basically going to say they might be in trouble right now. We should probably get moving, even though she's at 38 hit points.
Also, these are friends, and she will point at the zombies behind her.
Oh,
you get a dirty ass fucking look from Akadito.
She's just gonna give him 2 thumbs up, like
that paladin, just like eyes narrow. You get the Bagok meme from him.
And I'm going to mind link with both of them, and I'm just going to say the same thing to both of them, which is the dwarf is a mind flayer, but they're good now, or at least they want to kill the mind flayers. So they're helping, I guess. I try not to question too much when Taritha's got an idea.
Nice. I'm sending. Christ, give me 1 second. I'm just sending something in the chat.
That is a very Willow sentence. I try not to question too much when Taritha has an idea.
So that's what
Yeah, so
Akadito does to Tali. Let me just.
But to Akadito, she's like, it's recycling.
And so since Akadito is a cleric, I'll just note that I'm at negative negative 52. Like I've lost, or no, I'm at 38 out of 94. So if anyone, if they would notice that I'm hurt, but I'm not gonna say anything. They see a lot of electrocution. It smells like burnt skin.
Oh yeah.
And also I got beat up by that crit. But I'm not asking.
Oh yeah.
I'm not asking.
Akadito will look at Tali first and go, "It is an abomination what you are doing."
Yes.
Well,
it's actually much grosser than I thought it was going to be, but we need all the help we can get today.
I am all the help you need. As he reaches out and pats what's her face, Willow, on the shoulder, and you heal full up. Just tell me how much HP it is to get you full up.
To get me full up, I was at 38 of 94, so that would be
math.
54. I need 54.
Okay. And he casts a lay on hands on you, and he takes a deep breath.
56. Sorry.
And he goes, "Do not make me waste precious spell slots to destroy your abominations."
Are you talking to me?
To Tali.
They're my freaks. But if they fight with me, and then they can go off and be peaceful elsewhere. But they were zombies when we found them.
Let them rest.
Not my call.
He's still talking to Tali.
Okay. As long as he's talking to Talia, I was confused because he was healing me and then talking to Talia. It's my bad. I'm an idiot, so it's hard. It's a hard knock life for Eric. Like, let's be honest. Do I understand anything any NPC says?
The theme of the day. What does Tali say? Are you muted, Leia?
No, I'm not.
I don't mean for the NPCs to ruin your fun because I, as a DM, fucking love this. But he is a paladin. You can try.
No. That is exactly how she says that. Deep breath in, very questioning, kind of staring him down like, I'm doing this right now. We're just gonna see how it goes.
And Cleek goes over and puts a hand on his shoulder. There are people who need help, Cleek. Akadito. We should probably help them before we yell at our friends.
Love Cleek so much.
By the way, Willow is going after getting healed, especially
Yes.
like our friends are in danger.
Yep.
Roll me a D100, Leia. Because Cleek is talking his best friend down, which gives you this chance.
What is this chance for?
To keep your undead.
Oh, it's a 99.
Oh, beautiful. Akadito is not happy, but he goes, when this is over, destroy them.
Of course, that's the plan.
And y'all storm in.
I wouldn't keep them.
I'm gonna say we're gonna pause it there because I don't want us to really get into the depths of combat and traversing the little labyrinth. So I figured we could do like a small discussion at the end.
Sure.
And leave it at that. So
Dungeons and Dragons is fun.
y'all. So thoughts. Check out what I got for next week, though. Look at that.
I can't see any. Oh,
It's like a
don't-
Mind Flayer disco.
What?
Are you not looking at the stream?
Oh, I
am.
got you.
Oh,
I
it
got
took
this.
that long. Just now
Wow.
I saw it.
It's just such a beautiful map.
Ooh, I have a beholder map that I want to send you.
Sounds good. It might be the same one. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. 1 second. I'm opening
Lag is fun. Lag is fun.
Like, is it? Yeah.
1 second. Yeah, it's still
Fun.
updating.
Hey, we live in
Wow,
the
this is
21st
an
century. We're not
incredible
trying to
lag
do.
today.
Yes.
Is that the one
That is
that
the
you...
same one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to use this.
That's pretty slick.
Yep. But yeah, yeah, I just love these maps so much.
Oh yeah, next week's gonna be fun.
Yep. I
Yeah,
think,
as they're walking in, Tali also is putting on her cloak of bat.
Yes.
Because she's finally, like, in the desert during the day, you can't actually use cloak of bat. So, like,
That's true.
she's just been, like, kind of waiting for a chance to be able to use it. But the
This is
Raven's
like-
also coming out, and she's going full, like, oh, if we're going into this dungeon to kill mind flayers,
Nice.
let me just be, like, backed up by my zombie boy band, wearing this cloak of bat with a black scythe and a fucking raven. Let's just fucking full in.
You know how in the superhero movie there's that moment where the superhero like finally dons the outfit and like enters into like superhero-dom?
Yeah.
Like that is what just happened for Tali.
Yes.
Oh no. She still has her shield of like faith, her actual faith, and not the forced faith of Saturn.
Nice.
like one last vestige of her previous life,
Mhm.
chilling. It's fine.
Yeah. I what's it called? I definitely need to prep for next week's battles, but originally I was just going to have it be like the NPCs helping you out, but then y'all called like the others, but that's fine. I love it. Um but like how do you feel as players like having like a huge like is it satisfying to have bigger battles with NPCs working alongside you or smaller battles where you are the only ones determining the fate? And I know it's
I
contextual.
Yeah, I prefer the smaller battles generally speaking, uh, because like you get more turns as a player to kind of do stuff, and like you feel good, like getting to do stuff and feeling like you impacted the fight. Um, like that's not to say that I hate having NPCs or anything, right? But I always like feeling like we did the work or whatever. But that's me personally.
I think it depends on the fight we're going into. Like Tolly and the character too, because I definitely have had characters that are more like nah, like Ash, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Either he wants his minions to do it,
Hmm.
or he wants to do it. Those are the only like either he's sending people to go do the thing, or he's doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tolly is like, this was a bad plan, but we're here now. So might as
Mm-hmm.
well do like if we're gonna do it, we'll get it done right, which we can't do on our own. So she's also kind of a groupthink person though, so if she has allies, she'd rather call on them and have them help than not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever whatever we need to make sure we burn through legendary resistances.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but no, that's the thing. Like most legendary resistances are three per, until their turn. So when you're a party of three, they essentially get unlimited legendary
Right.
resistances.
Wait, what? That's not how legendary resistances
I
work,
mean, sorry,
right?
not legendary actions is what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I was
legendary
like,
No,
actions.
no, no, no.
yeah,
Legendary
I
resistances
hear
as
you
well,
now.
yes, but legendary actions is essentially like they're getting so many turns. Like, yeah.
I was like, this whole
Yeah,
time,
that makes
Kelly, you've been playing legendary resistances
No,
3 per turn. I was like, oh my
no,
god,
no.
how did we win any fights ever?
Yeah, I like how legendary actions work. It makes sense, especially because action economy is such a big thing in D&D, and the more turns you have, the more effective you are. We've proven that once you basically stun lock a creature, it's game over. Legendary resistances. The more I play 5e, the more I become annoyed by them. I feel like they're an imperfect system. And it just creates a system where you're just trying to burn through them so you can do what you want. So it just feels like this very artificial barrier that makes sense given the mechanics of 5e, but in actual practice, just feel like a way to elongate combat in a way that isn't, to me, very satisfying.
I mean, I
I,
get that, but I also think of how you could stun lock like a level. Like I know that it's not genuinely very feasible, but theoretically, a level one monk can stun lock a
level
legendary character. Or
a
Oh
wait,
level
yeah,
one,
absolutely. I
level
get
5.
why it's
yeah,
feasible.
sorry.
I'm just saying it feels very it feels very artificial, and I don't
I,
have a solution to it, but I think its problems do highlight the fact that it should be addressed and how it's
Yeah.
implemented.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
the problem is less the monk thing, because like the monk is still, it's only going to stun the creature for like 1 turn,
Mm-hmm.
which could be a big deal, right? But it misses 1 turn and creatures in melee range get advantage. But like the big I think the reason why they put legendary resistance on things is because polymorph and banishment exist,
Yeah.
right? And those saving throws, like they can literally be like, oh yep, this combat encounter's done, big bad boss you just spent a whole dungeon getting to through up, banishment, it rolled bad, like, you know what I mean. And so I get that. I think I like legendary resistances in general. I always try to, at least I don't play with them too much, I tend to try to create combats where there's like a lot of little enemies more so than like one big enemy that everyone's got to take down, and that makes the legendary resistances less necessary. But when you guys fought the Lich, what I did is I prefaced it so your characters would have the knowledge that that lower level spells were gonna have trouble, like like he could will himself through them with a trinket or whatever. And I thought that that went pretty well. I think that like the burning through the resistances is like, I think if you have a smart DM and they kind of like approach it kindly with the players, I think that that can be less of an issue. Like what I would tell my players is like with the legendary resistance, like they're not going to blow a legendary resistance unless it's a really big spell or unless it's some really big moment. So they're not just going to blow it on your like, I don't know, like first level or Toll the Dead or something, right? Because they failed
Yeah.
it. And so that I think frees up the players to be like, my strategy shouldn't be like to get a polymorph off or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I should probably rework what I'm planning on doing to adjust to this combat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's also always dependent on the character I'm playing to, right? Like not just because of the mechanics of each character, which do inherently change how you go about combat, but like, who are they and what would they like? How confident are they in their own ability to just get it done? Like Tali is not confident, but she isn't like the desert has very much been like a you should never be too confident. Like as soon as you are sure that you are good enough, that is when the desert will knock you on your ass and kill most of your friends. Like or you. And so I think she starts with small stuff and works up to the big stuff where like Ash for instance, if he had a lot of magic would start with the big stuff and move to the small stuff. So or like Alabaster Crane definitely. Um because if you're going to spend energy, you might as well just go all out. So I think that it all, like I think it really that's why he has a sword that can literally kill him and has. Like
Yeah.
the number of diamonds that character has spent on fucking Revivify is insane. Um but he's a rich person, so can do that.
Yeah.
Um what's a little death when you've got enough money?
I mean, I never really played with rich characters before, and so far, like most of the campaigns that I've had have had at least like one rich person in the party, and it's a lot of fun to play with sort of the access to certain things without necessarily it
Yeah.
being OP, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Um yeah. Yeah, so I mean I think it just really depends on the character for me how they go about kind of some of those no matter what the enemy is, right? Like
mhm. You'll actually probably find this funny, Leia. In the Saturday crew, there's someone who is a distant relative of the Crane
is that
family.
your New York? Is
Um,
that your New York?
yeah.
Okay.
One of them's playing a distant relative of the Crane family, so she is trying to meet up with Answith to learn how to be a talented noble, essentially.
Oh my
So
god.
I can't
Can you
wait.
please have Answith like pair up this girl and Alabaster
That's the
to
plan.
keep the bloodline pure?
That's essentially what I was planning on having
Dude,
happen.
this is one of the PCs?
Yes.
Oh my god! Now is this like Alabaster Crane Bard or is this Alabaster Crane Sorcerer?
This is the
Rogue?
Friday. This is the Friday Alabaster. Or it
Oh
could be
my
the other
god.
one, but I figured it'd be fun to essentially have just the biggest family politics that she has no clue that she's getting into.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is not good. Alabaster is not a good person.
Neither is she.
You're
It's
not a good
yeah.
person.
Yep. There's a lot of times where I'm looking at this party, I'm like, I don't even know if Tomas is going to take them at this point.
It's fine. Alabaster Crane will.
That's true.
Not to the pallies, but
I know. But we'll get there.
to the dungeon.
Christ.
He'll take them
God,
to the dungeon.
yeah. But anyway, it is 5 o'clock. So we'll call it there. I'm looking forward to a nice dungeon crawl and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's
So,
gonna be a lot of
It's gonna
fun.
be the best.
yeah. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.